welcome in fans to David E. Hastings Stadium. I'm Joshua Alderman, joined by Neil Shrivastava. And boy, oh boy, do we have quite the matchup here for you tonight. Guelph Royals taking on the visiting Hamilton Cardinals. It's the battle for fourth place in the IBL, and it's sure to be a good one.
It definitely is going to be, Josh. And, you know, these two teams so very tight as far as the standings go. Even just to look at the numbers as far as the offensive numbers as well. They're very tight as well as that stuff goes. And both teams have great pitching staffs to back end their defense as well.
Royals sitting on 10-7 on the season. Cardinals 10-9 in their last matchup on June 30th. The Royals ended up beating Hamilton 6-2. Of course, last night would have been the next meeting, but it got rained out.
Yeah, it was just, we were literally pulling into the parking lot, and they called the game. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like 10 minutes, another 10 minutes, and we would have been fine. We've been okay. No, the game got called, but rain came down pretty heavily in Hamilton, so the field was unplayable. But then about an hour later, the sun was out, and everything was drying up. And, of course, even owner Eric Spearn was having some doubts about calling the game and going, well, you have to call it based on what was going on at the time.
Yeah.
And, well, you were
at that time,
we were sitting and looking at puddles. Can't do anything about puddles an hour later.
Yeah.
When you got to make that decision there, unfortunately.
So not quite baseball weather last night, but tonight at Hastings, beautiful, beautiful weather, which is certainly going to complement the fantastic game that's going to be in store tonight.
Yeah, of course, it's like game time temperature looking at 23 degrees Celsius, feeling like 25. And the wind is blowing out to left field a little bit, but not too much. You can see the flags in center field. Kind of got a little breeze to them, but I don't think it's going to be much of a factor tonight. So we'll have to see how everything goes. So that would be probably ideal for both pitchers on the hill today, especially with Hastings Stadium having some really deep alleys in this stadium. So,
oh, for sure.
Definitely not going to see too many baseballs flying out of this ballpark tonight unless you're Josh Garton or Tyler Duncan or Luis Bernardo, who can swing them with the best of them here.
And what do you know? All three of them are in their respective teams' starting lineups, so it'll definitely be interesting. Plenty of factors at play as both teams getting set to start here.
We're just waiting for the anthems to come through, and then we'll take a pause in the action here. And we'll bring you back the action in a few minutes.
Fans, at this time, I ask that you
There's an old saying that nothing's ever for certain, but one thing you can always bet on is Hastings being packed to the brim. A fantastic crowd here tonight.
Definitely is. Saturday Night Baseball is always the hottest ticket in town here in the Royal City. As you can see, that nothing but lawn chairs down both sidelines once again in the grandstand, filling up very nicely as Bruce Barker is trying to rile up the home crowd here to welcome the Royals to the field. And while he's doing that, we'll go through the Hamilton Cardinals starting a lineup. A little changed a little bit for Chris Piano and the Cardinals this evening. Tyler Duncan is going to be batting in the leadoff spot. Brandon Nicholson is batting second in center field. Josh Niles moves up to third. Luis Bernardo's batting fourth. Dennis Tabanning is batting fifth. Zach Marriott is batting sixth. Paul Ian Tomasi is batting seventh. Brandon Daly in left field tonight. He's batting eighth. And Keeler Loveridge is at second base this evening and batting ninth.
Starting pitcher for the Cardinals is Mizuki Akatsuka. He's having himself quite the season, but we'll talk about him a bit later as the Royals start to take the field. Their starting pitcher tonight will be Hector Yan.
Hector Yan, of course, got the victory in Sunday's contest against these same Cardinals. Pitched 5 innings in relief of the starter, Kyle Thomas, of course, that started that ball game, but that was the game that got suspended due to rain in the season opener for both these teams. So it was kind of a running joke that, the Royals finally won their home opener, their season
finally.
opener a month and a half later.
Just a little bit of time in between.
Just a little bit, yes.
Hector Yan, the lefty, former Los Angeles Angels prospect. He's throwing a .386 ERA, 29 strikeouts. He's having himself quite the campaign, and he looks ready to rock here as he heads out towards the mound.
Of course, manager Gene Romell and myself were talking about this in Hamilton as well. It's just, you're never sure what Hector Yan is going to show up on the bump for the Royals. Sometimes it's Dr. Jekyll, sometimes it's Mr. Hyde. The Royals fans are hoping it's Dr. Jekyll because, he throws a lot of strikeouts, a lot less walks. And when the other one shows up, it's the other way around, and walks get him into trouble. And that's his control can be an issue.
Can be an issue, but he looks pretty confident.
Well, he's at home here and back on his favorite bump here as well. He's not having to worry about the mound issues he can't control here. He's accustomed to this mound now, so he'll definitely feel right at home here.
Leading off for the Hamilton Cardinals, as we previously mentioned, the shortstop, Tyler Duncan. Duncan is the reigning IBL MVP, and like we mentioned earlier, he just tears the cover off the ball. Plenty of power behind his swing.
Rocky Mountain Thunder, as they call him, and it's just, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, and it was just so great to see him. You saw spurts of that when he broke into the league 2 years ago. He hit one on the center field, off the center field fence here, and it was just like, man, that Duncan kid can hit. And it was just like, and then last year I got the opportunity working with the Cardinals and doing everything else, just watching him on a consistent basis, and man, the guy is just, he's a complete package out there. Now, of course, we also joke that he's also the world's tallest shortstop at 6'5", playing shortstop. He kind of stands out like the Jolly Green Giant out there.
A kind of height you don't normally see in the infield.
Exactly. But you can always see he's the tallest kid out there. Don't hit to the tall one. You want to have some fun today. But Duncan will lead off, and of course Brandon Nicholson, the center fielder who celebrated his, I guess want to say anniversary. Yesterday was the anniversary of his signing with the Cardinals after he was with a career with the Welland Jackfish, the Burlington Bandits before that, and the Burlington Herd. But he was a day one Jackfish. And unfortunately, this was a matter of the numbers game because he is an import player coming from New York. So the Jackfish needed another pitcher, and Nicholson was unfortunately the guy that had to go. It wasn't an easy decision for Jason McKay and company, that's for sure.
Hector Jan's first pitch sent into left field. Ethan Hammond tracking it, lost sight of it. That's going to drop down as Duncan heads to second. That'll be a leadoff stand-up double. First batter in. Jan looks a bit shaky.
I think that was also Duncan was just waiting for it. You figured Jan was probably going to start him off with a fastball, and that's exactly what he did. He just jumped all over that one, and you can't fault Ethan Hammond out in left field because where the sun sets here at Hastings Stadium, it's right in the front, and unfortunately right in the eyes of the left fielder. For the next couple of innings, it's going to definitely be touch and go for anybody on that left side of the infield.
Should cause a couple problems for Hammond and Brendan Daly, his Cardinals counterpart. That ball just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The count against center fielder Brandon Nicholson.
Nicholson, of course, a New York native, as we mentioned, but the IBL single-season stolen base record holder with 48 stolen bases.
He's got 10 on the season so far as Hector Jan's pitch just a bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Duncan not going. That one
fouled
fouled.
off.
Yeah. Fouled off.
It's going to take a while for you to get used to these screens back here. I know. Apparently, you guys had a ball come through the screen on Monday. I missed it. I was just like, okay.
A Canada Day surprise. That one
Yeah.
flew through the net.
Thankfully, the young man or young person that was hit with that baseball was okay.
Yep. A nice souvenir and a nice story to go with it. Hector Yan's pitch misses the top corner. 3-1 now. Looking to shake it off. Duncan takes a pretty healthy lead from second. The 3-1. Outside again, and Nicholson's going to trot up to first base. 2 on, no out here in the top of the first.
And Josh Niles will be the batter now. Niles comes into action batting .225 on the year. The recent Canisius College graduate, St. Thomas, Ontario native.
In his 4th year with the Cardinals. He's got 6 RBIs and 4 doubles on the year.
When he's on, he's definitely putting some oomph behind the baseball, that's for sure.
Yan winds up and delivers. That one fouled back over the roof of the grandstand here. Might end up in the parking lot.
Yeah, it probably would have, because if it rolls off the top, it sits and it drops straight down. But if it doesn't go, there's about I want to say a 15-foot gap between where the grandstand and the fence line is behind us. So yeah, it's probably in somebody's back seat by now.
An unwanted souvenir.
Yep, hopefully not through the glass.
Oof.
We usually get with about 3 or 4 a year here.
Hopefully.
Niles shows bunt and takes that one back there.
Hopefully it doesn't start tonight. And yeah, Niles pulled up when he saw the pitch. It'll be interesting if he sticks with it in a 1-1 count. Still no outs. Runners on first and second. As Yan gets set. Shows bunt again.
And pulls it back again.
Pulls it back again. That one inside. Not catching the zone. 2-1 the count. Looks like Hector Yan's having some issues with his breaking ball here tonight. Not getting the control that he has wanted, and it shows. He's looking a bit frustrated out there on the mound. As he gets set again, Niles shows bunt and pops that one back off the roof of the grandstand.
Not the pitch Niles was expecting the bunt on, but, you know, Jan brought that one into him and gets the foul in the count now, even at 2-2. Niles at bat, Bernardo on deck, Dennis DeBanning in the hole. Should the inning progress to that point.
Both Cardinals runners taking healthy leads. Neither of them going. Not fouls that one back to stay alive.
Just another dent off the Hastings Stadium facade here. You have to definitely go out there before pregame and just watch all the hit dents out there. Glad we don't have to go and hammer those out every year.
That is not our job.
Nope, thankfully not.
2-2 count now. Niles not showing bunt. Fouls that one back and stays alive. It started out looking like this was going to be another walk from Hector Yan. But he's been able to turn it around. Those last few pitches have been right in the zone.
Yep.
Some inside, some outside.
And that's just a veteran knowing, okay, this is not working for me. I have to go rely on the stuff I know I can get across, the fastball, the off-speed stuff. Maybe mixing the changeup here, but the breaking ball does not look like it's working at all here. And that one runs inside, and that run the count to full at 3-2.
Ball pops loose from the glove of Evan Ash, but neither Cardinals runner is going to chance it.
No.
Stays on, now a full count for Josh Niles.
Ash does a good job of blocking, as does his counterpart Luis Bernardo, so you have to make sure the ball gets to the backstop before you take off on these guys.
Full count. And that one smacked up the first base line. Plenty of Royals going after it. It looked like Josh Garden had a handle on it. Perhaps Ashton Patterson. Ultimately, neither of them get it. It drops down right in between the two of them. Niles stays alive, 3-2 the count. No outs. 2 runners on here in the top of the first.
Fortunately, there's such a lot of out-of-play territory in this ballpark, too, as well. You see the out-of-play is actually the far side of the track here, so Garton and Patterson had a lot of room to work with there, but just unfortunately, it was just hit to no man's land.
Niles stays alive. As the 3-2. This time, Garrett Takamatsu gets a read on it. Snags it and grabs the first out of the inning as Luis Bernardo steps to the plate.
Bernardo batting .291 on the season so far. A pair of home runs for Bernardo. The big clutch one, of course, in Welland in the 9th inning as the Cardinals defeated the Jackfish 4-3 on Canada Day to snap the Jackfish's 12-game winning streak. And their home unbeaten streak at 9 games as well.
The Cardinals themselves riding a hot streak into this game, only furthered by that victory over the Jackfish. The 0-0 from Yan. Fouled back. Looks like it went off the mask of Evan Ash there.
Yep, and that's why the umpire is going to take a little stroll, throw the ball back to Yan himself, and give Ash a couple seconds just to collect his thoughts and make sure everything's attached where it's supposed to be still, the mask's okay. And he's not seeing stars.
It looks like he'll be all right to continue. No issues there as Yan gets set to deliver in an 0-1 count. Ooh, that one just missed the leg of Luis Bernardo.
And this is what we were talking to about this at the start here, is which Hector Yan was going to show up in the inning. And, well, unfortunately, it looks like the wild one's out there right now.
Yeah.
The breaking balls are just tailing all over the place.
It certainly makes our jobs more interesting, but for the Royals, that is not who they want to see on the mound tonight. But maybe this could help turn the tide. Takamatsu rushing in, flips it on to Garton at first. But the runners will advance. 2 outs now.
And Dennis DeBanning will be the batter, batting .301 on the season for these Cardinals. Pair of home runs. They both came in that first game against the Kitchener Panthers at Jack Couch Park, and he hasn't homered since, so hate to say it, but Dennis is due for a few here.
Looking to snap the cold streak. Got Duncan on third. Nicholson up at second. Both of them taking pretty big leads as DeBanning swings and misses. Big swinging strike. And maybe this could be the opportunity that Hector Yan needs to turn things around here in the top of the first. The 0-1. That ball just outside. DeBanning caught the bat back in time. Almost swung at it, but no appeal to either umpire. 1-1 the count. As Yan gets set to deliver. Big swing and a miss there. He didn't hold the bat back that time. 1-2 now the count. And Yan, an opportunity to halt the damage, to
get out of the inning without giving up a run.
Get out of the inning. Crucial moment that could define the start of the Royals' night here, as that one sent down and dropped right field. Ashton Patterson gets to it in time. The throw not in time to get Dennis DeBanning as both runners come in to score. And if you're the Royals, if you're Dino Ramel, that is not the Hector Yan you want to see on the mound.
No, you definitely don't want to, and I think the Cardinals also did their homework and just went back and watched the videotape from Sunday. It's like, okay, why were we struggling against this guy? Because we were just being way too aggressive. This time it looks like they're showing a lot more patience at the plate compared to Sundays.
First pitch fouled back by the Cardinals' third baseman, Zach Marriott. Garrett Takamatsu moving in from third base, a little closer to the infield grass.
In case Marriott decides to square around a bunt here. Marriott does have good wheels.
That one fouled back. 0-2, and
Marriott attends Hendrix College in the States in the offseason. It's been a real standout for these Cardinals off the get-go. 14 RBIs for the young man. Well, big home runs already on the books for this young man.
The 0-2. Pops it up. A couple players running through, but ultimately it's Ethan Hammond who makes the catch. Gets the Royals out of the jam, but they give up 2 early runs. Perhaps a sign of things to come if Hector Yan cannot turn it around. The Royals with a chance to get up, to do some damage of their own as we head into the bottom of the first.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. We're good? All right.
Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium, bottom of the first coming up, and the Royals already behind 2 runs to none
Number 5.
off of
LaRue.
Dennis DeBanning's single to right field, cashing in Duncan and Nicholson. But the Royals now with an opportunity to turn the tables, get their offense going, and make up some of that ground as Brando LaRue steps to the plate.
Brandon will be followed by Ryusuke Ohashi, J.D. Williams, Garrett Takumatsu, Josh Garton, Ethan Hammond, David Stanley back in the lineup for the Royals. Evan Ash is batting 8th. Ashton Patterson in the 9th spot. They're facing Masuki Akatsuka on the hill for the Cardinals.
Akatsuka's first pitch. Fastball down and out. Gets the strike call. The windup. Akatsuka's second. Fouled off by Brando LaRue. Ups the count to 0-2 now.
It's almost going to be like the tale of 2 different pitchers on the hill here, too, for Akatsuka and company compared to Hector Yan's delivery and his style up here.
Akatsuka, 1.84 ERA, 19 strikeouts and 2 victories already this season as he delivers the 0-2 fouled off again by Brando LaRue.
Of course, he is the only ambidextrous pitcher in the IBL as well, so he does have to declare before he starts in the bat, though, which hand he's going to throw from, as he's got an interchangeable glove that he can switch at pretty much at a whim here.
That's something really amazing and something you do not see every day.
Definitely do not.
The 0-2. Outside, not the call he was looking for, but LaRue, he'll take it. 1-2 now. Akatsuka, like you mentioned, ambidextrous, a rare kind of pitcher that you don't see very much at any level of baseball.
No, exactly.
So
it's very, very rare.
a big pickup for the Cardinals.
That one just misses outside, and the count runs to 2-2. Of course, usually the first inning, the pitcher's just trying to get a handle on it with their catchers. Where's the umpire's strike zone tonight? What's he calling? How far can we go outside here to get calls on? As that one misses outside again. And the count runs to full at 3-2.
Full count for Brando LaRue. 4 RBIs and a 300 average as he looks to get the Royals night off to a good start in terms of offense. The 3-2. That one popped up. And it'll be Brandon Nicholson who makes the catch. You saw Tyler Duncan, Brendan Daly rushing in. Ultimately, it was Nicholson who made the catch with the sun in his eyes. And now, a fan favorite.
Ryosuke
For the Royals.
Ohashi, yes, will come up now. He sent up a note to say how we were pronouncing his first name wrong the whole time. I apologize.
Yeah. Our apologies to Ryosuke Ohashi.
Yeah.
The 0-0. Ooh, powerful foul off the bat of Ohashi. Flying off into.
All the videos I saw on Ohashi over the offseason once the Royals announced they had signed him show him with a lot of great speed and just a great defensive prowess as well. One of these guys you'd love to see him knock the ball on the ground somewhere and just challenge the defense to throw him out as he fouls that one off for strike 2.
Almost in play there. What you said might have come true, but nothing going. 0-2 now the count. Ohashi, you just came off a great season with the Shibetsu Samurai Blades in the Hokkaido Frontier League. Trying to get the Royals offense jump-started as he flies that one out to left field. And a sliding catch there by Brendan Daly. 2 outs now for the Royals, but perhaps the fan favorite of the Royals faithful, center fielder J.D. Williams.
Left turns only is on his Instagram handle, and it's just a great thing if you guys are young players are looking to pick up some tips and tricks from a former professional baseball player. Please go check him out on Instagram. Just a great teacher as far as everything else. He has a great approach to how he explains his situations and everything else on his Instagram and what you're looking for as a young hitter and how you can better yourself.
Left turns only, the name he goes by on his coaching page. Former Cincinnati Reds prospect for a couple years.
And unfortunately, he was on one of those teams that unfortunately during COVID got downsized and cut. He was released, unfortunately.
Pops that one up.
Looks like Zach Merritt will make that catch, and the inning's over.
That'll send down the Royals in order. They could not come back with a bit of fire of their own, but hey, still plenty of game left to go as we head into the top of the second. Heading into the second inning, leading off for the Cardinals will be the DH Cole Ian Tomasi. As Hector Yan looks to flip the script, get things going in his favor, and hey, if that fastball was a sign of things to come, could be a good inning for him. 0-1 the count. He's not wasting any time. right back in there with the fastball in on the hands of Ian Tomasi.
And that was the other thing about Hector Yan. It's like once he gets rolling, you got to pretty much be ready to go because he's going to, as soon as he gets the baseball back, if he's on his roll, he's going to throw it right back down the plate.
Looks like he's found a rhythm that he's comfortable with.
Yep.
Gets set for the 1-2.
Of course, guys and everything else with the new rule changes going into effect with the IBL as well. They got to keep a foot in the box and everything else. So this works to Jan's benefit. They got to be ready to go when he's ready to go.
Fouled off the first base side. 2-2 now the count. Ian Tomasi staying alive as Yan winds up and delivers. Breaking ball just outside the zone. Not what he was looking for and not the call that the Royals fans thought should be delivered, but is what it is, and Yan gives up another walk. He is not pleased at all. Had himself like a good rhythm to start Ian Tomasi's at bat, but couldn't follow through, couldn't get that dagger to finish it off.
Yep. And I think that, like I said off this half, they played these guys, they faced Yan on Sunday, and a lot of these Cardinals like to go back and watch the YouTube videos, and it's just like, okay, yeah, they do their homework. As Daly bunts this one at Yan, it's going to be at first base. They get the out, sacrifice bunt for Brandon Daly, and there's one away, and a runner at second base is Colian Tomasi now.
Veteran move by Yan to not flip it on to second, try and get two. He knew that the only play he had was at first. Tossed it to Josh Garten, and there's one out here in the top of the second.
1-3 goes to put out if you're scoring at home on the sacrifice bunt. Move Colian Tomasi to second.
Ian Tomasi takes a pretty big leadoff, not going to run. And a big swing and a miss there.
Keeler Leverage batting 100 on the season. Somebody told me he was a pitcher, but I'm yet to see him pitch yet. So he's been sticking at second base, playing the DH role for these Cardinals so far. I'll have to ask George Halim next time I see him, what's the deal with this?
A man of many talents, perhaps.
Yep.
As that one flies back, bounces off the protective glass around the grandstand.
And, of course, with Danny Berg probably out of the lineup tonight, probably coaching his youth team he works with as well, so he's probably unavailable. That's probably why Leverage is in the lineup tonight at second base, so Daly could be actually in left. The Cardinals do have a lot of options, though, as do a lot of teams in the Intercounty.
Plenty of depth across the league as Yan gets set to deliver the 0-2. In on the hands of Leverage there as LaRue arranges back. Makes the catch in shallow left.
Leverage retired for the second of the inning on the F6. William Tomasi stays at second base, and we're back to the top of the order for Tyler Duncan, who doubled his first time up, came around to score in the first inning, the first run for the Cardinals.
He's got size, like you mentioned, 6'5", towering over his other infielders, and he's got the power to boot.
I'm going to have to get him a pack of Sour Patch Kids so he'll sit down on the bench and have a little chat with me one of these days. Been trying to put that together with him for almost a year and a half now. So just hasn't worked out schedule-wise. I hate bugging them on game days, even though I'm there 2 hours behind them. It's like, man, well, I'll just have to pop down with my phone and take a couple portable mics or something down and just get it done down there. We'll snack on Skittles or Sour Patch Kids or something, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe sweeten the offer a little bit.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Or sour it up. I don't know. I don't do sour candies well. So yeah, I have the worst facial reactions ever to sour candies. And when I do like live streaming for my gaming streams and everything else, my chat just loves hammering those buttons. They just know he's going to make some ridiculous face on some of this stuff. That one gets away from Ash behind the plate here, and that's going to allow Ian Tomasi to advance to third, and the count now is 2-1 on Tyler Duncan.
2 outs. But like you said, Tomasi still advancing up to third, so the danger level just increased. It's crunch time for the Royals and Hector Yan. If he can't get the reigning IBL MVP out here. Big swing and a miss there. Count up 2-2.
And maybe Jan's got it in the back of his head going, okay, I've got a spot behind. I got first base unoccupied right now with Tyler Duncan and Brandon Nicholson coming up to plate here. Maybe we can get a force out. If I fall behind 3-2, maybe I just throw another one outside. Hope he doesn't. Either takes a hack at it or it's ball 4.
Crowd rallies behind Jan and
gets a huge punch out there.
Yeah, helps will him to the strikeout. The Royals get out of the top of the second. No damage done. And they'll be back up to bat as we head into the bottom of the second.
Baseman number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
Leading off the second for the Royals will be Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu batting .304 on the season for these Royals. Would like to get be the leadoff man aboard here. It looks like he's still kind of getting loose. Maybe a little leg tightness there. Maybe I don't want to say power pads he's got on his ankles there. Just maybe a little too tight or something. He kind of walked in gingerly to the box there.
Something to keep an eye on as his at-bat continues. First pitch from Mizuki Akatsuka. Down and in, 1 strike.
Takamatsu will be followed by Garten and Ethan Hammond in the Royals' second inning here. 3 guys that can definitely swing the stick pretty well. That one swung on and missed by Takamatsu for strike 2.
Akatsuka also plies his trade for the Empire State Greys in the Frontier League. Traveling across independent baseball as that pitch down and away. 1-2 now the count.
Akatsuka got his first start on Canada Day against the Jackfish. Pitched rather well. Kept the Jackfish at bay.
Done pretty well for himself here tonight as Takamatsu fouls that one off, stays alive. 1-2 still the count.
Not that there's a really easy part in anybody's lineup anymore, but once you get past the next, I want to say 4 hitters in the Evan Ash territory and Ashton Patterson, it gets a little easier on the Cardinals. Not saying either of those guys are not good hitters, just not as experienced as Takamatsu's or the Gartens of the world. That one's going to go out of play, but he tried to go after it. Then he had to hit the air brakes and almost ran careening into the dugout there.
Josh Niles halted his momentum just in time. Had enough speed behind him and looked like he might have just ran straight through the dugout.
That would have been awful painful, though, because those are cinder blocks on the other side of that wall.
I mean, the speed he was running at, he
Yeah.
might as well have just gone through them.
It's almost like that George of the Jungle commission. Hey, watch out for that tree. Yeah. One misses upstairs to Takamatsu. That run the count to 2-2.
Takamatsu, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs on the season so far. Looking to get out of this 2-2 count. It's that one, splits the left fielder and the center fielder. It is going to be Dennis to Banning, heading back over, getting the catch, getting the first out of the inning, but some real danger at the plate now. Josh Garden chatting it up with Luis Bernardo.
Yep. Josh always will tap the backside of the umpire's leg and the catcher's leg just to say hi when he comes up for the first time in the ball game. He's been doing that for as long as I've known him. So, you know, it's just how he says hi to people and just says, hey, keeping an eye on him, says hi. We'll crack a joke or two with them and then hopefully not get on the umpire's bad side. Of course, the Royals, it looks like they found the new camera we have down by their third base dugout, but having some fun with it between at bats here. As Garten gives this one a ride to the left field. Fairly deep, but is caught on the run by Brandon Daly. And there's 2 away here.
Initially it looked like Daly had lost it, but yeah, he got back there in time. That sun starting to set now, not quite in the eyes of those left fielders anymore.
Yep. Yeah, these guys are definitely liking that camera down the line now.
Yeah, now that they know.
Now it's like, okay, we're going to have post. I'll be surprised we got post notes or something stuck on it at some point. I'm dirty, please wash me. Or hi, Mom, or whatever else. As long as we don't get somebody's laundry or grocery list down there, we're okay.
Yep. Ethan Hammond content to let that one sail by. No balls, 1 strike on the young left fielder. That one in. Hammond had to move back a bit to avoid the breaking ball from Akatsuka. 1-1 the count.
Hammond off to a slower start compared to the last couple of years, but mind you, he wasn't at college this year as far as I know. I think he was just battling back from injuries a little bit. But once he gets going, he's already been an all-star in this league once, so I would not to be surprised he gets back to his all-star stature here for this Royals in left field.
Still plenty of season left to be played for both teams, yeah.
Yeah, the Royals have got, I think, 4 rainouts now on the books. They got to reschedule, so they're going to be busy. Of course, they got 7 games, and they were actually supposed to have 7 games in 9 days. I think it's now, as far as that stuff goes. So, yeah, it's going to be a very tough part of the schedule for the Royals.
The dog days of summer.
As that one goes down, Hammond looks down on strikes on a called strike. That'll end the inning.
Mizuki Akatsuka having himself quite a fantastic start to the night. We'll see if it'll continue. Heading into the 3rd inning, of course, the Royals heading back out to the field as we get ready to kick things off in the 3rd. back here at David E. Hastings Stadium. Ready to get things going here in the top of the third.
Well, we've got a second, Josh. Why don't we do what we like to do around here? Because you're new to the broadcast, of course. And of course, Mark Perry and myself like to do what we call a royal check-in with our fans watching at home on YouTube. So if you guys in chat want to just let us know where you're watching from tonight, we'll try to shout a few of you guys out as well.
Yep. We got Royals fans all over the place, so give yourself a shout-out. Let us know where you're watching from, and you will receive, potentially, a shout-out live on air.
Yep. This account now is 1-1 on Brandon Nicholson. Nicholson walked in the first inning, came around to score on the 2 RBI double by Dennis DeBanning. Takes that one in there for a strike. The count now 1-2.
Big strike there as Hector Yan looks to turn things around here. Still early in the game as Nicholson fouls that one off.
Looks like it
Stays
went off
alive.
I think it went off his foot too, but I'm not sure. Or somewhere in his lower leg. Yeah, he's definitely not feeling that one too nice now.
Hit someplace on his left leg. A little shaken up, but he'll be ready to rock.
One's popped down the
Sends
line.
that one up.
Garton is going to run out of real estate, and people underneath the tree almost got bonked in the head with it. Heads up out there.
Yep.
Don't be ducking for it. You got to keep your eyes up. Almost got that one off the tree branch and off the head.
Always got to watch out, but
Yep.
yeah, it looks like a little kid just received himself a nice souvenir.
Of course, they can turn it in for a freezy here at the concession stand, but who doesn't like a freezy on a night like tonight?
Yeah, you got to love it.
So what's your go-to flavor as far as freezies go?
It's blue.
Blue?
Oh,
Yan with
what
the
a
comebacker.
play. Hector Yan finds his rhythm, gets the glove down. Beautiful play there. And if that's a sign of things to come, maybe his night. That's the turning point where he can get things going. Big reaction from the crowd here at Hastings, and they absolutely love it.
Definitely do. Hector Yan's got a big smile on his face. I think he just saw his life flash before his eyes, too. He was taking a couple more seconds of a breather. Okay, yeah, I'm okay.
Hey, he deserves it after that kind of play.
Yep.
Absolutely magnificent catch. One out here in the top of the third. Fastball in for a strike.
Well, getting back to the question of freezies, as long as my kids don't take the white ones, I'm okay. I dislike the watermelon flavored one. I just can't do it.
That's no one's favorite. Let's be real here.
But my daughter Nora loves that one for some reason. I don't know why. She just does. So she's always grabbing the pink ones. I'm like, you go ahead. You want half of this, Dad? No, thanks. I'm good.
Going against the grain.
Yep. Growing up, we had I want to say I had a banana flavored one that was yellow or something, but that was way back when. But I can't remember if it was banana or not, but I think it was banana flavored. And, of course, the white was a cream soda. There was a green one that wasn't – it's not the green you guys have seen. It wasn't lime or anything. It was something else. It was like – I want to say it was green apple or something. But
Niles sends that one up the third base line. Takamatsu flips it onto Garten at first. 2 outs now.
5-3 the put out. Bernardo will bat with 2 away now. He grounded out 5-3 to Takamatsu in the first.
Yeah, and looks like he's found a rhythm here in the top of the third. After a pretty slow start, gave up those 2 runs off the DeBanning double in the first.
Well, the other thing is I've noticed here with the Royals and everything else is the starting pitcher gets loose down there. They walk him back down here, and they got to stand around for a few minutes because they got to do the anthems and the lead-ins and everything else beforehand. So it just really throws them off in the first inning. I've seen Jacob Cush have the same kind of struggle.
Yeah, we did see a bit of that on Canada Day. He had a pretty slow start, first 4 innings, until he really found his groove, really got settled in. Yeah. Just something that does not play to the pitcher's favor as Yan throws the 1-1 count. That one's going to drop down for a hit. Patterson gets to it, throws it on to Ohashi.
I think Bernardo was kind of shocked that Patterson got to it that fast, but
he was rounding first.
I'm going to let Luis Bernardo in a little secret. Ashton Patterson's got really good wheels out there, Luis, so he's going to get to it fast. He used to call him Roadrunner when he was with the Guelph Griffins. He would go in center field and get baseballs he had no business getting. Don't hit it to Patterson if you want to get an extra base hit.
Not having quite the offensive season he would have liked, but defensively he has been rock solid when the Royals play him.
Yep. Dennis DeBanning, who singled home the 2 runs in the contest, within the batter now.
Inside, but called for a strike.
DeBanning not liking that call at all, with the plate umpire looking down for a sign from the manager down at third base, for the base coach anyways.
0-1 the count. Yan set to deliver. Oh, and that one is going to plunk the arm of Dennis DeBanning. He looks a bit shaken up as he takes his time. A little frustrated by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, he's one of those guys that likes to bat. And when you take the bat out of my hands, I'm not happy. I don't blame Dennis on that one. And that wasn't intentional by Jan. He was just trying to get it inside on him. And unfortunately, it just, again, the wildness came through there. Everything tailed off inside to the batter.
Josh Garden, the friendly giant, making sure DeBanning's all right.
Now, Garden's one of those guys, if we definitely get the opportunity at the All-Star game and he's playing first base, I definitely got to mic him up.
Yeah,
I just would love
he's
to hear
one of those guys, yeah.
I know, of course, the Cable 14, I had Tanner Rimple mic'd up, but unfortunately it wasn't working as well as they had anticipated to, so we kind of got halfway through it and everything else, but it was just great to get some insight of what's going on as far as the conversations at first base.
Ohashi grabs that one, flips it on to Garden at first. The Royals escape the jam. Only give up. That one hit and the hit by pitch to Dennis DeBanning. Heading in to the bottom of the third, still 2-0 for the Hamilton Cardinals.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up.
Bottom of the third now, the Royals trying to get their offense going. They haven't had too much in terms of at-bats to work with. Mizuki Akatsuka has been lights out so far in this one.
Akatsuka's doing well, and we'll take a quick look at the Rawlings out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier this afternoon, the Barrie Baycats defeated the Chandler-Kent Barnstormers 3-2 on a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning. Other game in the Inter-County, of course, with a lot of first-place lines on implications anyways. Welland Jackfish leading the London Majors now 5-4. It was at one point 4-1, but the Majors have rallied back to make it a one-run ball game. That one is in the 6th inning.
Plenty of great contests today on another great summer day of baseball here in the IBL. Kicking off the 3rd inning for the Royals will be the designated hitter David Stanley, the 18-year-old from Toronto, looking to get the Royals offense going here in the 3rd.
Stanley comes in batting 157. A little struggle with the plate, of course, probably just an adjustment, getting used to seeing professional pitchers on a regular basis compared to what he's been seeing down in the junior loops. So he takes strike 1 there.
Akatsuka's pitch had a wicked curve to it, and Stanley let that one fly by. 1-0 the count.
That one's way over the head of the left fielder as Daly maybe misread that one. He's going to Stanley is going to be on the way to second with a double here.
Forget what I said earlier. Perhaps still a little bit of sun left there in the outfield.
Looks like it just popped its head back out of the clouds just in time for that at bat.
Yeah, Brendan Daly looked like he had a read on it. I wasn't going to say anything, but
yeah, and then it
looked
just
like he had it, and
then he's like, I got it. I don't got it.
yeah. So a big leadoff double for David Stanley. Gets a runner on second for the catcher, Evan Ash.
Of course, now you have the corners in for the Cardinals. Just trying to knock it down, keep the runner at second base now.
Prevent a bunt situation. Stanley will take that one in for a strike.
Ash batting .275 on the season right now, the catcher. He's changing schools in the offseason. Wish him all the best at his new digs. Somebody's going to have to explain the transfer portal to me one of these days. I'll have to sit down with George Halim and probably a transfer portals for dummies book just to try to make sense of it all.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time on the broadcast for that.
No. Like my Twitter feed is full of I'm declaring the transfer portal and everything else. They're looking for an opportunity. I'm like going, what is this? Like they're all declaring free agency now. Like how does this work? I need to know.
Young players just trying to find the best opportunities they can as Akatsuka
Well,
step off.
You look at it, Niagara University, for instance, Matt Spadafora, who's a former Guelph Royal, he played shortstop here, has now been named the head coach, but all I've been seeing is nothing on the feed, but a lot of guys leaving Niagara University for hopefully greener pastures. This one's lying down the line. It's going to be in for a base hit, and the throw to the plate is not going to be a time. Akatsuka is going to have to cut this off. Ash in there with an RBI double, and it's a one-run ball game.
Stand up double. That one just snuck past the outstretched arm of Zach Marriott. And
The right fielder, number 50.
the cheer from the crowd absolutely deafening. And the Royals now on the board. 2-1. Now up to bat, the right fielder Ashton Patterson made a fantastic throw in last inning. Akatsuka delivers. Patterson just got the tip of the bat on that one, fouls it off. 0-1 the count. Patterson, a product of the Guelph Griffins, batting .136 with a double and an RBI so far this season. Akatsuka gets set to deliver.
I do a little emergency scoreboard repair there. Thanks for being so flexible back there, Josh.
Hey, all in good fun. Occupational hazard.
Yep.
Oh, and 2 the count now.
Yep.
Ash with a cautious lead at second. Swing and a miss, and Patterson sent down, well, swinging, for lack of a better word.
Number 5.
The first out of the inning.
First out of the inning, but that'll bring up the top of the lineup again. Shortstop Brando LaRue back up to the plate.
We were 0 for 1. He flew up to center field his first time up.
Looking to, at the very least, advance Evan Ash.
It is 2-1 if you're here at Hastings Stadium. It is 2-1. The scoreboard, unfortunately, has got a weird thing going on again here, so we'll fix that between half innings as LaRue swings and misses at that first pitch for strike one.
Just 21 years of age, but already sort of a veteran presence in this lineup. As he swings and misses at that one. 0-2 now the count.
Of course, LaRue attends Florida Atlantic University, and he's definitely you're gonna definitely remember this name going forward. He is doing great things. A young man with a great future ahead of himself as well. Former Baseball Canada Junior National Program player as well. Joey Batts got him hooked up in the States with a college down there, and he's been very thankful for the opportunity. His dad, Luis, is at all these ball games as well. Just a great family to meet.
Fouls that one off, stays alive. One of many NCAA Division I and II players in this Royals roster. Dino Rommel, through his work with the Ontario Blue Jays, plenty of connections, plenty of knowledge on
And
where
the
the
other
best may be.
Well, exactly. And when he can't find somebody, he's got Sean Travers, who's just another great Guelph invitation. As LaRue hits this one, but it's going to go foul. He knew as soon as he let go of the bat there. That's going to go foul for a strike. And the count remains 0-2.
Would have cleared the fence if it were fair, but alas, 'twas not to be. Count 0-2 now. 1 out. Ash, the runner at second. Akatsuka shaking off the first, second, and third pitches he's seen, and he'll step off the mound. Back on the bump, likes what he sees, and gets set to deliver in the 0-2 count. Outside pops loose, Luis Bernardo right on top of it. Evan Ash not going anywhere. 1-2 now the count.
It's very rare to see a catcher go too far anyways off a play unless the ball's way behind another catcher. Especially in this league, we got guys like Bernardo, you got guys like Edward Olio and Robert Mullen who can just throw you guys out on back.
Akatsuka's pitch. Flown out to the left fielder, Brendan Daly, by LaRue.
Daly was just happy it was hit more to the left side because he wasn't standing in the sun with that one. And now there's 2 away.
Yep, that one not quite in the range of the sun. Daly able to get a good hand on it. And that will bring up a crowd pleaser in Ryosuke Ohashi.
Ohashi flew out to left field his last time up.
He's having himself an all-star caliber season. 324 average, 4 RBIs, 7 doubles so far this year.
Hopefully we'll get the all-star announcements either tomorrow or sometime around noon on Monday, depends on what's going on. League does have is in the process of tallying the final totals. Thanks to everybody who was voting. That one is lined right at the first baseman. Niles makes the catch, and the inning is over.
Plenty of power on the bat, but not enough to get it past Niles. And that'll do it for the 3rd inning, and Royals able to get one on the board, though, as we head into the 4th. 2-1 now the score in favor of the Cardinals. Back here for the top of the 4th at David E. Hastings Stadium. In case you're just joining us, I'm Joshua Alderman, joined alongside Neil Shrivastava. Hector Yan will remain in the game for the Royals. Had a shaky start, but starting to settle in.
He's definitely settling down a little bit considering that first inning seemed a little rocky, a little wild for him. But again, it just could, like I said, it could be an adjustment coming back off that mound in the bullpen, and then that long delay between the anthems and introductions and everything else. So it's just like, yeah, it's hard for a pitcher to get in that groove here. Whereas the visiting pitcher can just go down there once the inning starts, get his warm-ups in the proper thing, walk out there, and pretty much, go right out to the mound and get the job done.
That ball gets away from Evan Ash. 1 ball, no strikes. The count on the Cardinals DH, Cole Ian Tomasi. Inside, right at the knees there.
Ian Tomasi did walk. Now it's a 2-0 count in his favor here. He walked in the second inning, got stranded at third base.
The 2-0. Just outside, now 3-0.
Now 3-0, yes. Ian Tomasi is probably going to be taking here in this situation.
You got to imagine an account like this, he'll take, but Yan and the Royals get a favorable call there. 3-1 now as Yan settles in and delivers. Fouled off by Ian Tomasi. Full count now.
Ian Tomasi walked on a full count last time up in the second. So he swings and misses on that one. He'll go down on his strikes. Yan gets another punch out here, and there's one away.
Yeah, he will not be walking this time. Walking back to the dugout. And he wasn't a fan of some of those calls made by the ump. Giving him a quick talking to on
the way back to the dugout.
The way back, yep.
Brandon Daly takes ball number 1. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. So he's 0 for 0 officially. Doesn't have a plate appearance, though. So.
1-0 the count. Yan winds up and delivers. Daly showed sign of swinging, kept the bat back. Yan did appeal to the first base umpire, but no swing is the call. 2-0. Swing and a miss there. The fans, a big fan of that one.
Yeah. Starting
to rally behind the starting pitcher for the Royals. Up and away. 3-1 now the count. In favor of Brendan Daly. The 3-1 fouled back. Now full count on the Cardinals left fielder.
Daly batting .285 coming into action tonight. And he'll draw another walk here, so he's got a sacrifice hit and a walk so far, so he's still 0 for 0 at the plate.
A runner on first now for Keeler Loveridge. Starting at second base tonight for Hammer.
Loveridge popped up to the shortstop his first time up in the second inning for the second out of that inning.
Big swing and a miss there by Keeler Loveridge. Yan has gone back to the heater more than a few times, especially last inning now. Here in the fourth, it has worked for him as he tries to pick off Brendan Daly at first.
Well, we consistently can hit 92 to 94 with that fastball. I can see why you rely on it so much. Not a lot of guys in this league can catch up to that. That one's fouled back in front of our faces here for strike 2.
Starting to get used to it, not as flinching as much. Getting used to Hastings.
We keep razzing Dylan Baker on the broadcast because he's notoriously flinching at Labatt Park in London. Even last night. It wasn't so bad last night, though. It wasn't as dramatic. It wasn't quite baseball grandma at the Jays game dramatic when she does that sometimes sarcastically.
Big swing and a miss there as Loveridge sent down. Yen picks up the K, but perhaps not to the Royals' liking. That'll bring up the top of the order and reigning MVP, Tyler Duncan.
Duncan is 1 for 2 in the contest, a double, a run scored, and he struck out in the second inning.
The first Cardinal to cross the plate in the first inning. Runner will be going, but Duncan, big hit up, great stop by Ohashi, flips it on to Garden at first, and that'll do it for the top of the fourth. One walk, and almost a hit by Duncan, but the Royals defense saves the day as we head in to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 the score in favor of Hamilton. Heading into the bottom of the fourth, kicking things off for your Guelph Royals will be the center fielder J.D. Williams, one of multiple Royals players who are having themselves an all-star level season. 23 RBIs, 7 stolen bases. He's got wheels and power.
I hope the league extends a couple of guys that are going to be close as far as these votes go, because it looked like it just could come just from the votes. I know everything. Williams hits this one down the line to start the inning. He's going to round second without even hesitation. The throw
Going
by
for two.
DeBanning is going to be offline, and J.D. Williams has himself a leadoff double here. But you're going to have some outfielders that are not going to be in that starting lineup. So hopefully the league has made some provisions to invite some of these guys like a J.D. Williams or a Josh Garton and everything else that might not, might not be close enough as far as the votes. Not going to be the top 3 in their category or whatever else to hopefully get an opportunity, at least take part in the home run derby or something. We'll have to see, though.
Players who most certainly deserve consideration. Williams, stand-up double to lead things off. That'll bring up third baseman Garrett Takamatsu. Another veteran presence, another power hitter. He sends that one up to center field. Not too much trouble for Brandon Nicholson.
Nicholson just took a couple steps to his left and made that one a catch for the first out of the inning. F8 goes the score on the putout. And Williams had to hold at second base with now one away for Josh Garton. Garton flew out to left in the second inning. Any other ballpark, the one he hit out to left was probably gone, but unfortunately, like we said, it's very cavernous power alleys here at Hastings Stadium, so it was just a routine fly ball that Brandon Daly was able to track down.
Garton's got power for days, 7 home runs, 19 RBIs so far in his season. As he faces off with a very hot Akatsuka. That one in for a strike.
You got to think Akatsuka is probably going to go into the 6th, maybe the 7th inning again tonight, depending on what the score is at that point, but you don't want to go any further. You usually don't want to tax too much guys anyways.
He's been quick. He's been efficient so far. It'll be interesting to see how longer he stays in as Garton. He's going to roll that one through. Williams rounding third. He'll come in to score. Garton slips on his way past first. He'll get back in safely. And the Royals, just like that, have tied things up. J.D. Williams, you could see in his eyes, as soon as that one got past the outstretched arms of Tyler Duncan.
Yep.
He was heading for home.
And that's just an outfielder that knows his home diamond, too. He knew as soon as I got in the grass, the ball was going to die. So Daly would have to charge hard to get to that one. So he's got extra feet. And then after that, extra opportunity to get a couple more steps on the baseball. Without hesitation, he rounded third and headed home. Garton had to hit the air brakes there and almost took it. One almost went butts over tea kettle at first.
Took a little bit of a spill, able to get back up and back over to the bag before a throw could be made.
Yep. Yeah, we definitely got to mic up Garton one of these days just to see what's going on down there.
If he makes the home run derby, he's candidate number 1.
Yep. Be nice for us to see him go against Seth Strong, Robert Mullen, Jonathan Salazzo.
Some big names and big, powerful hitters.
Well, it was so hard for me to, because I worked with 4 teams to make an actual vote. It was just like, I literally waited till Wednesday because it was just like, okay, I got to vote because people have been asking me to vote, but at the same time, I just can't do it because I know some of these people. I consider a lot of them close friends, so I'm just like, how do I pick? So I literally put 3 names in a hat, pulled whatever one came out last. I'm sorry, guys, if it wasn't you.
Yeah, it was up to chance.
It was
Nothing you could do about it.
I'm just like, you guys are all deserving. I can't vote for all you. I got one email. That was it.
Fair enough.
And I'm sure some fans, like, that follow the league as well, were in that same boat.
That ball outside, 3-1 count now on Ethan Hammond.
Hammond struck out in the second inning. 0 for 1 on the contest.
You got to imagine he'll be taking here. 3-1 count. Akatsuka checks on Garton. Runner not going. Ooh, and Hammond not a fan, and neither are the fans.
That was a called strike by the plate umpire.
Called strike, now a full count on the young left fielder. Akatsuka checks in once more on Josh Garton.
Somebody just
Garton is going. Hammond swings and misses, but Garton will get in safe. Big stolen base, but still 2 outs.
Almost to strike him out, throw him out, but Garton was able to beat the throw down by Bernardo. Royals have now got a runner in scoring position with 2 away for David Stanley.
Garton had a good lead, was keeping an eye on Akatsuka. And when his back was turned, he went for it, and it paid off big time. David Stanley now at the dish. Garton had a healthy lead, doubled back. Akatsuka decides not to throw as Stanley fouls off the first pitch.
Well, Garton probably realized, oh yeah, this guy's ambidextrous, so he could be throwing the other way around here suddenly. Instead of not looking at him, he's looking right at me.
Very talented pitcher is Akatsuka. Stanley will take down and out, but it is called a strike.
And see, one of those friends just chimed in on my text messages. I'm like, okay, yeah. Fine. That's all it said. That's all it said. I'm not going to say who that was, though.
Akatsuka doing just fine on the mound.
It's not proof that other guys in the inter-county watch other ball games.
Ball flipped onto first, so the Royals leave a runner stranded, but score a run. J.D. Williams sneaks his way in, and we are all tied up at 2, heading into the 5th. Back here at Hastings for the top of the 5th. It's all tied up here.
2 apiece. Hector Yan now at 69 pitches heading into the 5th inning here. 44 of them are strikes, considering we thought he was a lot more wild than we thought he was. We were worried he was going to be wild tonight, and it looks like he settled himself down and settled in here, just surrendering the 2 runs in the 1st inning so far to the Cardinals.
Had issues with his control early on, especially on the breaking ball, but like you said, he's been able to turn things around.
And Brandon Nicholson will be the first batter to face him. Of course, now we're going into scary stats time. Go ahead if you want to read through those.
Scary stats time. The Cardinals are currently 9-0 when leading after 5 innings, and what do you know? We're in the top of the 5th. Guelph, however, is 7-0. First pitch down and in for a strike. Another scary stat for you Royals fans. You may want to cover your ears. The Cardinals are 8-0 when they score first, and they certainly did.
That one's line, but Takamatsu up to the challenge. He'll get Nicholson on the line drive to third base, and L5 for out number 1.
Cardinals fans, it's your turn to look away from the stream. Scary stat, the Guelph Royals are 8-1 when they score first, but they didn't. They weren't able to. Their runs coming in the 3rd and 4th. So based on the stats, if you were a betting man, Neil, you would think the Cardinals had the advantage, but hey, we're all tied up.
Well, there's a reason you got to play for 27 outs. You got to get all 27 outs and have the lead. So sometimes you go to extra innings too. So let's not jinx ourselves and force that one, because I got a busy day tomorrow.
Knock on wood.
Yep.
Keep things tight and clean, and a hit right up the middle there.
A 1-out single for Josh Niles.
Niles.
And Luis Bernardo will be the batter now. Bernardo is 1 for 2 in the contest with a single his last time up in the 3rd. He grounded out to Takamatsu in the 1st. 5-3.
Ohashi and LaRue both going after it, but Niles' hit split the defense wide open. Cardinals now with a runner on.
Bernardo fouls that one off down the left field line. That's going to go out of play for strike 1. The crowd's filled in fairly nicely down. They're down both sides of the sidelines. You can't see anything but lawn chairs down both baselines here.
Yep.
And the grandstand is pretty full too. So another great crowd here on the end of Hastings Stadium, taking in some Saturday night baseball. Almost said Friday night baseball, and I forgot where I was.
Yeah. Regardless of the day, Hastings is always the place to be when the Royals are at home.
Bernardo takes the called strike there. Count now 0-2 on Bernardo.
Ian delivers Bernardo. Plenty of power behind that one, just couldn't keep it in. A foul and most likely a freezy for a young fan.
Well, a couple young fans went looking at it and realized, oh, that's on Kathleen Street. I'm not going across there to get that one. So let somebody else get that souvenir tomorrow in their garden.
That is someone else's problem.
Yep, as Bernardo hits this one off the end of the bat, and Ashton Patterson with the catch.
We mentioned earlier Patterson's got the wheels. He was called the road runner with the Griffins for a reason, and my, oh my, Ashton Patterson, have yourself a night. What a beautiful catch.
Patterson with the grab, 2 away. Bernardo just shaking his head as he goes back to the dugout. When the kid caught it, what can you do about that one? That's baseball.
Not much you can do at all. Ashton Patterson, he had that throw in that held Bernardo earlier on, a couple innings ago, and now that diving catch, a thing of beauty.
Definitely have to make a mark for that one for the clip wheel for later on. Might not get that until tomorrow, though. I think after this ball game, I'm just going to bed.
Hey, a highlight reel play nonetheless.
Yep. By
Ashton Patterson, the 22-year-old right fielder.
Throw over to keep the runner at first. And Josh Niles. Jan's first disengagement of the at-bat. Misses upstairs for a ball. Count now 2-0. So many things we have to track now. Disengagements, mound visits, crossovers, or cross-ups. So many different signals the umpires have to start waving at us too now, and they've done a great job of it so far this year.
credit where credit is due. They've adapted, as have we. Big swing and a miss there by Dennis DeBanning. Count 2-1 now.
Had a great opportunity to talk to Scott Costello, who's the umpire-in-chief for the league last Sunday while we had a few minutes up at Bernie Arbor. So we went through some of that stuff. And what we can do is, as far as the league, to improve some certain things, too. Is there anything in the score box we can do, or the scorers and even upstairs, just to help things move along? Because nobody wants to be at a ballpark for longer than they have to be. We don't want 3-hour ball games. We want to keep them down about 2:30, 2:45 as much as possible.
Keep things concise. Keep them action-packed. And you've got an action-packed day tomorrow, Neil.
That I do. We got an interview with somebody that's top secret the first thing in the morning, and then we're off to Brantford to do the Brantford Red Sox and Welland Jackfish game. And then you and I will be back here tomorrow night, so you might be flying solo if that game goes a little later. But I'll get here eventually, as that one's thrown into the outfield, and Niles unable to go anywhere.
Evan Ash's throw right over the head of Ryosuke Ohashi. J.D. Williams gets to it in time, but not enough done by the Royals to prevent the runner advancing to second.
Give Niles the stolen base. Dennis DeBanning now has a full count with 2 away. Yeah, so you'll have to look for that interview later. It'll probably be airing sometime on Monday on our YouTube channel. Maybe we'll put a little clip on Instagram as well, but we'll see. But very fortunate to get the opportunity to interview this young man. Get the chance to hear his side of the story. And that's all you guys are going to get.
Yep. That is all the information we are allowed to give you.
Yep.
So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one coming up soon. DeBanning will take the full count, not swinging. He saw a pitch that he liked. He was going to let it go.
Zach Marriott now the batter. He's 0 for 2 in the contest. Thrown up to left field and grounded out to second base. He pops up on the first pitch he sees from Yan in the left field. Hammond is there. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over.
Couple runners left stranded by the Cardinals as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Score tied at 2. Leading off the bottom of the 5th for your Guelph Royals will be the catcher, Evan Ash.
Bottom of the 8th inning on the Rawlings out-of-town scoreboard once again. Welland Jackfish still clinging to that 5-4 lead over the London Majors down at the pond in Welland. Of course, earlier today, the Barry Baycats defeated the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers with a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning, winning that ball game 3-2.
Ash gets a good bat to the ball, but not enough to do any damage with it. Brandon Nicholson ranges over to his left, makes the catch early out here in the bottom of the 5th. But that will bring up the right fielder, Ashton Patterson, who had an absolutely stunning diving catch, one that will most certainly make the highlight reels.
Definitely will be. It definitely will be making its way onto the plays of the week, the IBs, as we call it right now. Don't have a better name, but the IBs work, I think.
If it works, it works.
Yep. Akasuka at 52 pitches heading into the 5th inning, whereas counterpart on the inner side of the diamond was at 69. Akasuka's at 41 strikes coming to action in the 5th.
We mentioned before, he's quick, he's efficient, and despite giving up 2 runs, he's had a pretty solid outing for the Cards.
He definitely has, and that's what you want as a starting pitcher. You want your starter to go 5 or 6 innings, hopefully preserve the lead you've somehow put together, and just give your team an opportunity to stay in a ball game.
He has most certainly done that. The 0-2 delivered. Patterson will take. 1-2. Now the count. As Akatsuka likes the sign he sees. Gets set. And Ash gets all of that one. Splits second baseman and the shortstop, and a quick single for him.
Roadrunner is on the base path now with a single.
Yeah, emphasis on quick, both in speed, up the line, both in speed of the bat coming.
And then we're going to have a
ball
mound
coming
visit
off
here.
the bat.
Mound visit by Chris Piano. I'm not sure. Looks like Matsuzuki is just taking care of his shoes here.
No one no one up in the Cardinals bullpen just yet.
No, but I think it's just probably just a situational thing, probably reminding everybody, okay, Patterson's got good wheels, and LaRue's hard to get out of here. He's a good hitter. Probably just a reminder, okay, if they square around and everything else, that is a visit charge to Piano and the Cardinals. They're first of the night. Of course, you get 6 mound visits in a ball game. So, and we haven't seen, that was the other thing that Scott Costello brought up, is not too many teams even come close to using all 6 mound visits right now. So the rules are working as far as various things go, and it's also cutting down the mound visits and trips from the mounds from various infielders to talk through situations too. So it is working.
Akatsuka probably gonna need some info on the situation. Said it time and time again. Ashton Patterson's got wheels for days, and Brando LaRue, despite not having the best night offensively, has been solid in the season so far.
Yeah, when he's hit the ball pretty hard so far, 2 times in the outfield, in the center field, and left so far.
Patterson will not go off the loose ball.
And again, that's probably just knowing who's behind the plate too, and then Luis Bernardo.
Luis Bernardo.
It's not somebody you can easily steal bases on. If it's balls in front of him, he almost wants to challenge it. Go ahead, kid, try to go. I'm still a big I'm not from Texas, but I still got a big cannon back here. I can still take you down.
1-1 the count now on Brando LaRue. Patterson will go, but LaRue fouls it off.
Looks like the hit and run was on there in that situation. Manager Gina Rell just trying to get something going here. Force the Cardinals defense to do some work here.
Shake things up. 1-2 now the count. 1 out, and Patterson on first.
Ohashi on deck. Should the inning, I guess was only one away, so Ohashi is due up after him. J.D. Williams looking for an opportunity. Should the inning progress? And that one's thrown down. Bernardo is going to not get Patterson at first, but they get the strikeout. LaRue goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away.
Great work from Josh Niles to get a handle on that one, bring it down to the bag. Not in time, but hey, credit where credit is due. Well done on his part. Ohashi now up to the plate. 2 outs. Runner on first for him.
Flown out to left field and lined out to Niles at first, and the throw over. Patterson back safely.
Niles not even trying to tag him. Almost like a warning to Patterson. Like, hey,
Yep.
we know you're there. We've talked about you.
Exactly.
Keep it in check.
And that's the first disengagement of the at-bat now, so Ohashi will have to bat here.
Takes a called strike down the middle.
And Mitsui will have to be careful when he looks at Patterson. He can throw over twice. On the third attempt, he has to either pick him off or it's called a balk.
Got to be careful.
Brandon Nicholson is a pro at this. I think Ashton Patterson goes to that same school of thoughts here.
Patterson will be running. Bernardo got the throw in, but
Duncan just unable to keep that baseball in the glove on that one.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Duncan had a good read on it, got there in time, and Bernardo's throw, I mean, you said it not too long ago, he's got a cannon. But Duncan not able to get a good grip on it. Patterson with the stolen base.
Yep, and the Roadrunner steals another one. Somewhere the Wile E. Coyote is going, putting up the Acme sign. Why me?
Ohashi fouls that one off.
I was wondering how did the Coyote pay for all that stuff? Like, how would he pay?
I don't think you were supposed to think about it too much, but
maybe just because I got older, I'm going, it can't be cheap. It just can't be. Like he's got an American Express card with like a no limit on it or something? What?
I mean, he's got to say he's the biggest hater as Ohashi flies that one out to left. No trouble at all for Brendan Daly. Royals strand a runner at second as we head in to the 6th inning. 2-2 still the score. And fantastic.
That youngster having a lot of fun here at Hastings Stadium. Again, thanks to our friends at the YMCA Three Rivers for sponsoring Kids Run the Bases here at Hastings Stadium. I'm Neil Srivastava. Josh Alderman with us here, and he's going to take you through the new pitcher on the mound for the Guelph Royals.
It's going to be Nelson Mercado coming in for relief of Hector Yan. Mercado, 21-year-old from Brampton, currently plies his trade at the University of Arkansas D2 in the NCAA. Statistically, not the best season. 13.50 ERA, 3 strikeouts so far this season.
But down at college, he was lights out. He had a lot of saves. He set the new single-season record out of school for saves and a lot of appearances, and just had great watching his Instagram this off season when he was down there having a lot of fun with his teammates. Of course, they qualified for the regionals and just unfortunately ran into a really, really tough team at those regionals. But Nelson was on the hill for many of those ball games for his team. He's kind of got I don't want to say a samurai sword thing. He's kind of got the Trevor Bauer thing going on when he strikes out guys or something. But we'll have to see if it comes out tonight. But it might just be a college-only move too. But it's just great to see him back here having fun again. A shout out to his mom, Mary, who follows him and follows the Royals religiously as well.
And after Hector Yan's early struggles, he was able to turn things around, but that pitch count just kept running up, and it shows that the Royals go to Mercado in a pretty tough situation, a game locked at 2 runs apiece. The Cardinals they've been pretty good with their hitting tonight. They got lots of powerful hitters up and down that lineup, so it's a testament to his abilities.
Of course, with the rainout last night, it just gives Dino Ramel an opportunity to get maybe a Mercado an extra inning here. Maybe you won't need him again until maybe Thursday or Friday next week. They do have the Barrie Baycats tomorrow night here, and the Welland Jackfish in a home-and-home series Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday night here and Thursday at the Pond. So it's an opportunity to get some guys some work here too. Mercado just trying to get some innings up here, qualify for postseason as well. It's now the count now 2-1.
And that slider down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. That one up and away. Nothing going.
Count now 3-1. Looks in for the sign from Ash here.
It's set. Mercado delivers. Straight down the middle. Gets him with the heater. Now a full count. Ball popped up into foul territory, but right into the safe hands of Josh Garton. Gets there in time. And a very quick out for Nelson Mercado. And that'll bring up Brendan Daly, left fielder for the Cardinals. Mercado set. First pitch curveball catches the edge of the zone. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball just outside, 1-1. Mercado, despite this being his own second batter of the inning, looks like he's pretty comfortable. He's had an extended period to get warmed up and starting to settle in, find his groove here in the top of the 6th. The 2-1. Daly showed signs of swinging, kept that bat back. A good take. And count up to 3-1. Mercado's next one. At about hand level, outside. Daly doesn't swing. And now a full count. Pops that one back, stays alive. Mercado doing his best to keep the momentum that he's had so far this inning going. Daly set, Mercado set, the 3-2. Fouled back again, off into the Royals dugout.
Classic ugly finder, and I'm not sure it found anybody, so that's okay. I don't know why they ever called it that, but it's always stuck with my head.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah, baseball players have some weird habits, and they pass them on to young kids when they're doing bat boys. Way back when, it just stuck in my head still.
Daly lines it.
That one's going to go off
the line, Takamatsu.
Yeah.
Off his glove. Sorry to cut you off there.
No worries. The score in my ear was just popping my head back and went, that's an error. As you were, Josh, as you were.
Yeah. Lined right towards the glove of Takamatsu. Bounced up off the grass, and he just couldn't get all of it. Ethan Hammond had to come in from left and hold Daly at first. So now a runner on for the second baseman, Keeler Leverage. 1 out in the inning. Up and away, they try the pickoff attempt. Garton not liking the call there. He thought he had Daly. Beautiful throw from Evan Ash as well.
A lot of catchers in this league not afraid to try that now.
I mean, the 2 catchers we've got here tonight, Luis Bernardo and Evan Ash, they've got cannons
That they do.
So they can definitely back up anything that comes their way. 1-1 now the count on Leverage. Daly, a cautious lead over at first. Mercado delivers, and a big swing and a miss there from Keeler Leverage. 1-2 now the count.
Leverage, of course, is over 2 in the contest. Would love to change that here for the Cardinals.
Mercado shakes off the sign. Gets the punch out, but the Royals can't get to Brendan Daly in time. He's got a stolen base, but Mercado gets his first K of the evening.
Daly with the good read off the pitch from Mercado there. Saw some daylight on the move and took off here. And now we're going to intentionally walk Tyler Duncan in this situation, which isn't a bad thing with Brendan Nicholson, who's been struggling at the plate, coming up now.
I mean, you got to imagine that's the right choice. Tyler Duncan, said it before, say it again, reigning MVP here in the IBL. 315 average heading into this game. 4 home runs, 14 RBIs.
Yeah.
The tower of power as the Cardinals shortstop. So not to discredit Brandon Nicholson's abilities, but it's the right choice.
Oh, exactly.
He swings and misses on that
and
first
I think
pitch.
this is for Mercado. This is a much better matchup than having to deal with a guy like Duncan who loves to sit on fastballs.
The 0-1. Big swing and a miss there. Nicholson, he's swinging for the fences. He's trying to bring in one, maybe both of those runners.
Oh, exactly. He just knows that he's just got to trust his bat here and realize, hey, a single does the job too.
Daly got a little ahead of himself. He's not going to go. It doesn't matter anyways, as Mercado gets back-to-back strikeouts to close out the inning as the Cardinals strand runners at second and first. Score still tied at 2.
Hard-line drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Rev 1X by Rollins.
Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium for the bottom of the 6th. Coming up to the plate, the much-loved center fielder J.D. Williams, Mr. Left Turns Only.
Williams is 1 for 2 with a run scored, a double, and a fly out to second base in the first. You see, Reese Montgomery is still getting loose down in the Royals bullpen. Of course, yesterday he was supposed to be the scheduled starter in that game in Hamilton. Manager Dino Romero was expecting to do a kind of a bullpen day, so maybe he's doing it in reverse tonight.
Those guys got to get their innings in, especially with the constant rainouts that the Royals have been having.
Well, the rainouts and the fact that, a guy like Montgomery plays on 2 teams. He plays here, plus he plays for the Mississauga high-performance team for Sean Travers and everything else, so he's only available on weekends. So when he's got an opportunity to pitch a couple innings, he's got to get the work in here because he's also got to pitch down there at some point, too. And, of course, they have the junior eliminations are, I think, 2 weekends away, the 19th. So that's going to be going on the same weekend as the All-Star game, so we'll have to see what happens down there.
Yeah, a whole lot going on for Reese Montgomery and the rest of the Royals. 0-2 count on J.D. Williams. Takes it outside. That one looks like it caught the chest of Luis Bernardo.
I repeat, I do not have inside information, so stop pinging my Instagram. I don't know who's on the All-Star ballot, who got the All-Star names, all right? I do not know.
And even if we knew,
we
wouldn't tell you.
No, if somebody was nice enough to give me the list or something, which nobody did.
Yep.
It's just
for the record.
For the record, nobody did. It's not up to me. It's not my decision, or not. That one gets out of the hands of Williams, and I thought it hit the umpire, but I think
it did. Might have caught him in the shoulder there, Williams. Wow, he was really going for it, and it showed.
He saw something he wanted to get a big, juicy swing at, and unfortunately the bat went flying out of his hand there for out number 1.
The bat had other ideas, a mind of its own.
Yep.
And that'll bring up Garrett Takamatsu.
Takamatsu 0 for 2 in the contest, flown up to right field and flown up to center field so far.
Akatsuka's first pitch to Takamatsu. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 now the count.
Somebody just chimed back in on Instagram. Sure.
Once again, for the record,
I don't have the bat.
Neil does not know.
I don't know. It's a secret to everyone. Only 2 people in the league know, and I'm not one of them.
You're not one of them.
I'm not privy to such information. Yet.
Key word there. But today is not that day.
Today's not that day. Maybe Monday like everybody else.
Sure. Takamatsu fouls that one off. He'll stay alive. Count remains 0-2.
Final score in from Welland upon the Jackfish win that ball game 6-4 over the London Majors. And earlier in the afternoon, the Barrie Bay Cats defeated the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 3-2 on a walk-off in the 9th inning. Back here at Hastings Stadium, we're still in a 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Plenty of action all day across the IBL. This one could be considered the nightcap. Takamatsu really going for it, swinging for the fences, but finds nothing on that one.
Akatsuka just fooling him again there. As Josh Garton will bat now. Garton is 1 for 2 with a single, a stolen base, and flown out to left field so far. Plus an RBI for Garton.
Akatsuka gets set. Likes the sign he sees from Luis Bernardo. And delivers. Garton chops that one up to Tyler Duncan. Throws it onto first. That'll get past him. Garton will head to second. That ball sent out of play.
A young fan in the front row getting that baseball.
A freezy, perhaps?
Yeah, he'll definitely be turning it in for a freezy, I'm sure. But I don't know. Freezy costs $1. Baseballs cost $9. I don't know. Hard to do the economics of that one. Which one do I need more on a night like this? As Garton will be aboard with a single and an error on Duncan that allows him to go to second base. As Garton was going to beat that one out regardless of the throw by Duncan. It was a very tough play, even for Duncan to make a beat on it.
Yeah. Beat the throw out and gets an extra base for his troubles. And that'll bring up left fielder Ethan Hammond. Akatsuka gets set. Runner not going. Hammond takes that one down the middle. 0-1 the count. Josh Garten, a scary combination of size and speed. Chatting it up with Tyler Duncan out there.
Of course, the Guelph native was a former Cincinnati Reds draft pick as well.
Played a couple years in their system before making his way
back home
to the Royals. Yep, back home.
Played for the Hamilton Cardinals when the Royals did not operate during COVID. Also got his way up the Trois-Rivières and the Capitals de Quebec a little bit as well. And Bernardo thought he had strike 3 on that one and got to make the casual jump back to the umpire. Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to show you up on that one. Pats him on the back and says, well done, sir, as you were.
Luis Bernardo, always a class act.
Yep.
2 outs. Garten at second, 1-2 count for Hammond. And now the call Luis Bernardo was looking for.
Yep.
Sends Hammond down looking. He's not a fan of that call. He's still standing at home plate, almost in protest, but nothing he can do now.
Nope.
As we head into the 7th inning, score still tied at 2. Back here on the top of the 7th, new pitcher on the mound for the Royals. Reese Montgomery checking into the game, 21-year-old lefty from Mississauga, a product of the Guelph Griffins. He's been solid out of the pen, 3.45 ERA, 12 Ks, and he was slated to be the starter last night against Hamilton. Of course, that game got rained out.
It definitely did, unfortunately. Like I said, I was in the parking lot just pulling in when we got the call. The game is watched, and I'm like, oh, man, really? It was a nice drive and everything, but still.
Niles sends that one dribbling right into the glove of Takamatsu, flips it onto first, and a very quick out for the Royals.
Well, it's just hilarious when I'm doing it. Like when on the drive down to a game like in Hamilton or something, I'm usually doing. I don't take a lot of notes, but I do go through the stats. I go through some other stuff. I'll talk to some people on the way down too, just as far as, hey, what's going on? How are you feeling? Whatever else. Just because I have that rapport with a lot of different players in the league and everything else, and it was just like, okay. Then we got washed, and it was just like, now what do we talk away on the way home?
Not too much to talk about after a decision like that. And hit.
Bernardo hit with the double
Bernardo.
demo.
Yep.
A 1-0 double.
Throw in from Hammond, not in time.
Right fielder, number 16, Dennis
Ohashi
Bennett.
able to get a glove on it, but Bernardo beats it out.
I think Bernardo figured out, don't hit the Patterson, and I'll get a double.
Yeah, pretty much. First pitch, big swing, and a stand-up double.
And Dennis DeBanning will bat now. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked, and he's also singled in the contest. He's responsible for bringing home both runs so far for the Cardinals in this ball game. Looks like the infield is going to be on the corners on the edge of the grass here.
Yeah.
And up the middle, playing on the edge of the far end of the grass.
Looking to protect any kind of hit from DeBanning.
Well, they just don't want to. They want to keep DeBanning at third base. If anything, they're going to concede and go across the diamond here. Give DeBanning the opportunity to go to third, unless he gets caught leaning. If it hits on the left side and he breaks, he might get him at third. But it's not a force out here. As DeBanning swings through that one. Evens the count at 1-1.
1 out. Runner on second for the Cardinals here in the top of the 7th.
In this situation, you're pretty much in your infield. You're thinking, okay, I'm going to first base. DeBanning's going to third. We just got to knock it down, keep it in front of us to prevent him from coming home.
Limit the damage to Banning. Get some good contact on that one, but not enough to keep it in play. 1-2 now the count.
Of course, DeBanning had a standout career at Humber College in Toronto. One of the Hawks, of course, Brandon Deans, another Humber Hawk alumni on the Royals side.
DeBanning in his 3rd year with the Cards now.
Broken with the Welland Jackfish. He lines this one into center field.
That one's going to get down. Williams throws in, but it's not going to be in time. Bernardo crosses the plate to break the tie. Cardinals now in the lead 3-2, but Williams, he had an absolute cannon on that one. Almost had it in time. Montgomery knocked it down, though. And it would have been a close one.
It would have been close, but just unfortunately, pitcher had to knock it down. I think it was actually Gardner knocked it down on the throw home. Montgomery was coming behind the plate here to back up the play, I believe.
I believe you may be correct. 1 out, runner on first now. As Montgomery's first pitch sent back, LaRue and Hammond both going for it. It'll be Ethan Hammond who makes the catch. 2 outs now.
And in that situation, you want Ethan Hammond making that call because Brandon LaRue's going to try to backpedal over the shoulder and try to make a catch there. But if anybody breaks anywhere, he's not going to be in anywhere sort of position to get anything on a throw. LaRue has the better and safer approach to it and wisely yielded in that situation.
Made the right choice. Hammond called for it, got the ball, and now 2 outs.
And strike one call on Cole-Ian Tomasi.
Cole-Ian Tomasi at the dish.
It took me a while to get used to saying that kid's last name. I think the first couple of times Reed Duffy and I, we really butchered. I'm really sorry about that, Cole. It was just written really, really weirdly on the lineup card, too. So we were like, how is this spelled?
Ian Tomasi fouls that one back. 0-2 now the count. Montgomery gets settled. Likes the sign he sees. DeBanning won't be going. As that one, no trouble at all for Ashton Patterson. Ranges back to his right, makes the catch, but the damage is done. The tie broken open. 3-2, the score in favor of the Cardinals. bottom of the 7th. Cardinals took the lead in the top half. Just a 1-run difference, 3-2 now the score.
David Stanley will lead things off here in the home half of the 7th inning for the Royals, followed by Evan Ash and Ashton Patterson.
First pitch to Stanley, fouled back, and still on the mound is Mizuki Akatsuka. 75 pitches now, 61 of them have been strikes. And he is having himself quite the night. There's a reason he's stayed in this ball game.
Oh, no question. There's not even, like, the guys on the bullpen are all hanging over the fence just watching him pitch. Not as creature is stirring down there. Not even a Cardinal.
Well said.
Yeah. Akatsuka pounds the strike zone again, and it's quickly 0-2 on Stanley.
Chris Piano placing his faith in Akatsuka. That one down and away. Stanley lives to fight another pitch.
Of course, the Cardinals are back in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock at Dominical Field at Christie Pitts. Not an easy place to win at, but the Cardinals went in last time and really handed it to the Maple Leafs. 12-1 last time through there. Stanley swings and misses at that pitch, so Bernardo calls it inside. He'll throw down. K2-3 goes the putout, and there's one away in the 7th inning.
Stanley showing off his agility, trying to make the most of it, but there was no doubt he was going down. Bernardo's throw right on time, and a quick out for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up the catcher, Evan Ash.
Akatsuka just another strikeout to add to the collection tonight.
Ash will take that one. 1-0 the count.
Bernardo tried to pull that one back in, but that was a little too far on the inner side of the batter's box, even for the umpire to bite on that one.
Yeah. The 1-0 from Akatsuka. Right down the middle, no doubt about that one. Another patient take from Evan Ash. One out, count at 1-1. Akatsuka delivers. Ash not swinging again, not even showing signs that he was going to swing. Breaking ball down and away, 2-1 now.
And that's a catcher knowing, you know, as far as what the umpire's been calling for a strike zone here, too.
At this point in the game, start to get a feel for what the umpire's going to call, what he's not going to call. It's Ash. Big swing and a miss there.
Of course, when Ash is, you know, he's already been caught. He's caught 7 innings himself here, so he knows what the umpire behind has been calling, so he's not going to yield his hand too much to Akatsuka here as he's adjusting his pant legs by the looks of it.
Shoes, maybe a shoelace, perhaps?
Shoelace, maybe? Whatever works for you. And there he touches the rosin bag before stepping back on the rubber.
The 2-2. Evan Ash kind of got the bat back in time, but wasn't enough. It was a strike either way. Akatsuka picks up another punch out, and that'll bring the Royals up to 2 outs here now in the bottom of the 7th. The road runner, Ashton Patterson, up to bat now.
Yep. Patterson is 1 for 2 in the contest, a single, a stolen base his last time up. Struck out swinging in the 3rd.
Defensively, he had that absolutely magnificent catch, bringing down Luis Bernardo.
He swings for the first offering from Akatsuka. First strike 1.
2 outs, no runners aboard. And the 0-1. Takes that one, called strike down and in.
Akatsuka is still dealing here in the 7th.
Showing no signs of tiredness.
I think he's just gotten better.
Yeah, if anything, he's gotten more control. As Patterson hacks at that one, knocks it back.
That's a good battle by Patterson with 2 strikes here. Just trying to get a piece of it to keep it foul away here, keep his inning alive.
The
9
0-2.
strikeouts from Mizuki so far this contest. Oh, misses upstairs for a ball. Makes the count 2-2.
1-2.
1-2, my bad. I'm a pitch ahead of myself here.
He's got the script. Neil knows what's coming.
Not all the time.
And that one
Got Patterson.
got Patterson. He's going to head down to first. The first real mistake that Akatsuka has made so far in this one. That'll bring up the top of the order, Brando LaRue.
LaRue is 0 for 3 in the contest, a pair of flyouts and a strikeout swinging in the 5th inning. Moro's looking for some sort of spark here against Akatsuka.
But now with Ashton Patterson on base, equally as dangerous for the Cardinals as Akatsuka checks in on Patterson. He's not going. That one outside. Bernardo shows signs of throwing, but once again, kind of the, all right, we see you.
Yep.
Stay close to the bag. Keep things in check.
Yep. Well, it's easier for a catcher to throw down because it doesn't count as a disengagement. Whereas a pitcher does it twice, and he has to make sure he picks them off the next time through. And maybe that's what a lot of the guys in this league are starting to feel like. I know Brandon Nicholson definitely relishes that, forcing pitchers to use the disengagement. Patterson seems to be in that same class of base runners here, too.
Take advantage of the new rules. Make the pitchers really work for that out.
That
And
one sails inside. On Bernardo, 2-1 count now.
Bernardo able to get a glove on it, but Akatsuka starting to lose the pristine control he's had for a majority of this game. Still no one up in the Cardinals bullpen just yet. As Akatsuka delivers the 2-1.
Just outside.
Tried for the corner and missed. 3-1 now. You got to imagine LaRue's going to be patient. He'll take this one.
Well, I think in this situation, you're down by a run. You need base runners as much as possible here.
Just try and get on there any means necessary. He saw a pitch he liked, and that'll get down. Patterson held at second. And a single by Brando LaRue. And that'll bring up second baseman Ryosuke Ohashi. Runners at first and second, a dangerous situation.
Now we got another mound visit coming out here. And we are getting, I don't know, is it called the bullpen, or is that was just this, hey, we do have somebody coming out of the bullpen right now.
That'll do it
Yep.
for Mizuki Akatsuka. Despite giving up those 2 runs, he's been really, really solid. A great outing for him, one to be proud of, regardless of the runs he gave up. Heads to the dugout with his head held high.
They give up 7 hits in the contest, but it wasn't a bad outing at all. He got 9 strikeouts in the contest. He got through 6 2/3 of an innings here for the Cardinals, so he did a yeoman's job there and almost got what they qualify as a quality start. Would have been 7 complete innings. We got a new pitcher on the hill now. The problem with the Cardinals jersey is number 71. These retro jerseys, there's no number on the front, unfortunately.
Oh,
That is Hospital coming in. We're looking on the wrong side here.
Hospital now in the game, looking to pick up where Akatsuka left off, but now runner on first, a runner on second. One of the best chances the Royals have had all game to get the lead.
Stephen Hospital will come in to pitch now.
71, Stephen Hospital.
We'll take a brief pause here while he does his warm-ups. We'll be back with the new pitcher right after a quick pause here.
Clap your hands and stomp your feet.
Stephen Hospital, the pitcher on the mound now for the Cardinals. And he's found himself placed into a tough situation. Runners at first and second. Luis Bernardo directing traffic.
Just telling everybody to take a couple more steps to their left here. And running the infield, they got to go across the diamond here. The runners are going to be going on contact.
Crowd rallying behind Ryosuke Ohashi, but he's going to fly out to Daly to end the inning. Luis Bernardo's words of wisdom paying off big time for the Cardinals as the Royals leave runners stranded at first and second. Cardinals still with the lead heading into the eighth. Top of the eighth now, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Guelph Royals. Yomar Concepcion, the 32-year-old from the Dominican, mostly used as a reliever this year, put up a .466 ERA, 10 strikeouts so far.
First pitch misses to Brendan Daly inside for ball one. Concepcion tasked with just keeping the game at status quo. Royals down by a run here. Want to let the Cardinals offense get going here.
And as soon as you say that, Daly, big power hit out to left. Ethan Hammond got there in time, but crisis averted.
Sometimes I accidentally will things into existence, so I got to be careful how I say those things.
All about the wording.
Yep. Or sometimes I just swear baseball players here is up here and go, yeah, I'm going to show that guy.
I like what he's saying.
Yeah. Keeler Loveless now the batter, sorry.
First pitch to Leverage. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 the count.
Leverage is 0 for 3 in the contest. A pair of strikeouts. He's probably happy that he's not facing Montgomery or Mercado. As he was strikeout victims to both of them. Or sorry, to Hector Yan as well.
Plenty of skilled pitchers have had their time in the spotlight for the Royals tonight. Big punch out there for Concepcion as he sends Leverage down swinging. 2 outs now. 2 very quick outs.
Concepcion, like Yan, likes to work in a hurry when he gets in his groove.
Similar to Hector Yan in that way.
Yep. Tyler Duncan will bat now with 2 away and a little less likely to hurt you too much on the scoreboard now with only nobody on it at all. But he's probably still not going to see a good pitch.
Still dangerous though. Fastball inside, 1-0.
Definitely don't want to get it somewhere in Duncan's wheelhouse, which is usually about high inside here. At least it's something he can pull down the line.
Both of those pitches down and in.
The appeal calls down the third base, and the third base umpire said he went around on that one.
1-1 now the count. Duncan is swinging to score. Looking to increase the Cardinals' lead here in the 8th. Inside again. Seems like Concepcion's, he's done his homework.
Yep.
He knows where those hot spots are for Tyler Duncan, and he's avoiding them at all costs.
You don't want to make a mistake anywhere on the other half here. That one sails outside. That's the count is 3-1.
First pitch of the at-bat that has been outside.
It's a casual, unintentional, intentional walk maybe. At 3-1 here.
Yeah.
With 2 away. You don't want to put another run up on the board here, but at the same time, Tyler Duncan can't hit you from can't hurt you as much from first base.
Fouls that one back, bouncing off the fence. Scared a couple of fans in the grandstands,
Yep.
but count up to 3-2 now.
Of course, you've been sitting there for 7 innings. You get kind of used to not seeing it through the screen and everything else, and realize, oh, geez, there's a screen in front of me here still. But yeah.
Full count. Concepcion delivers. Outside, Duncan will take the walk. Jogs up to first base. He looks content with that one, and that'll bring up center fielder Brandon Nicholson.
Nicholson is 0 for 3 in the contest. That does have a walk. He struck out swinging his last time up in the 6th inning. After the Royals intentionally walked Duncan to face Nicholson.
Yeah, no disrespect, not to discredit his abilities, but if you're a Royals pitcher, you'd much rather face Brandon Nicholson than someone like Tyler Duncan.
And Nicholson has been struggling a little bit at the plate. He's been fighting the baseball a little bit, but you know, he's a veteran in this league. He's going to sort things out. He's going to figure his way back up there, and sure enough, in a couple of days or so, his average is going to start climbing again.
10 RBIs, 10 stolen bases so far, and the fans are loving the call. 0-2 now the count. Concepcion with a chance to get a punch out to end the inning. Fans rallying behind the home side.
Duncan goes on the pitch, and this one's hit by Nicholson. Bobbled by Gartman. He recovers. He'll step on the bag himself. He'll make the play, and the inning's over.
Takes it himself, recovers from the mistake. No more damage done. Concepcion, a clean inning, and very, very promising from the veteran pitcher as we head into the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals still leading 3-2.
center fielder.
Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Josh Alderman, Neil Shrivastava here as J.D. Williams steps up to the dish. Speedy center fielder, looking to make an impact.
Already has a double and a run scored in the 4th inning. Looking to do a little more.
It was his base running that got the Royals all tied up with the Cardinals. Dribbler to Showell left. He made the most of it, pardon me. Going from second to home in the blink of an eye. Count now 1-1. That one narrowly, and when I say narrowly, I mean narrowly, missed J.D. Williams' head there. He had to duck out of the way, drew a big gasp from the crowd. 2-1 now the count, and Stephen Hospital's lucky that that one did not plunk the helmet of Williams.
Of course, Hospital's been the setup man for Niagara University the last few years. Of course, his counterpart usually follows behind him after this sort of thing. We might see the same situation like we did on Welland on Monday.
Fastball down and away. Count now up to 3-1 on Williams.
Cardinals came into action trailing the Guelph Royals by half a game in the standings, looking to move into 4th place in that all-important home field advantage for the first round.
That one outside.
Williams will drive the leadoff walk here in the 8th inning.
Number 4, Garrett.
And that's got to be a worst-case scenario for Hamilton. You get someone as speedy as J.D. Williams, someone on this Royals team. They've got plenty of speed up and down that lineup, but Williams, the only one you can compare him to is Ashton Patterson in terms of just that agility, that quick jump that they got. Now he's on board at first, and you got to imagine he's going to try and run.
Plus, you got 2 former pros in Takamatsu and Garten batting behind him here, so they're going to give him every opportunity to get away in scoring position. Takamatsu chops at the first pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball called.
Williams ran it out. Thought he was safe at second, but just a foul.
Well, plate umpire called that one before it reached first base.
Williams taking his time now.
Well, he doesn't want to hurt himself either, too. He's just probably kind of trying to catch his breath. He exerted himself getting the second down the line in such a hurry when he saw that ball was just chopped. Just a short strike for Takamatsu.
The 0-1. Fastball up and away. 1-1 now the count. Williams.
I think that was almost like an unintentional pitch out by the Cardinals here just to see if Takamatsu was, or they had a hit and run again going here.
Yeah, I was just about to say Williams looked cautious, was keeping an eye on Luis Bernardo and his movements. And again, Bernardo holds on to that pitch for a second. It's out, it's away, but he holds on. He almost stares down Williams. And again, it's that warning coming from Bernardo, coming from the Cardinals that, hey, we're watching you. Don't do it.
Yep, don't do it. I'll throw you out.
Yeah. 2-1 the count now on Takamatsu. Takes, and they're going to try and pick off Williams. Nothing going. Gets a hand down to the bag in time before Niles' glove could get down.
The count is 2-2. That was a called strike on Takamatsu. And now Takamatsu's got to protect the plate here with 2 strikes.
Takamatsu, plenty of power, plenty of distance on that one, but just foul as it rolls in to another lawn chair section up the first base line.
Definitely tell the summer is in full swing here because the little kids are still down the lines here. If this was a school night or a Saturday in May, these kids would have been long gone home.
It's the endless energy that comes with
Maybe all the
being a
freezies,
kid.
too.
Oh, you got to imagine the amount of foul balls heading out
Yeah.
that way.
Maybe all the freezies. We're hyped up on sugar. We're going to crash eventually, but not now.
Takamatsu fouls that one back. Williams almost showing his hand. He was going. Really gave his all on that one, and he's going to take a second to catch his breath. A short jaunt back over to first base. Count remains 2-2. No outs. Williams at first. Hospital checks back on Williams. Gets set and delivers. That one just a bit upstairs. And a full count now on Garrett Takamatsu. Runner not going. Takamatsu chops that one up to the second baseman, flips it on to Niles for an out, but Takamatsu did what he needed to do. He advanced Williams, and
That was such a high chop there that the only play they had was go to first, as Williams was going to get down at second base before the ball came down.
Loveridge wasn't going to chance it. Took the guaranteed out, but that leaves J.D. Williams at second, which, minor coincidence. I'm not trying to jinx it or anything, but that's the same spot he scored in the fourth inning, so just something to keep an eye on.
We got a pitching change coming in here. So we'll take another quick pause from the action here. We'll be back with the pitching change after a brief break.
Pitching change for the Hamilton Cardinals. Stepping up to the mound, Jacob Gadget. The righty in his third year with the Cardinals. A solid reliever for them so far this season. 2.25 ERA, 9 Ks, 1 save, and Josh Garten
Gets the courtesy pass here, which is probably not a bad situation here, especially with Gadget and Garten. And Garton Lumley
Yeah,
able to smash baseballs out of this ballpark with extreme velocity and extreme prejudice at sometimes.
he's been tearing the cover off the ball. Most definitely a contender for the IBL Home Run Derby. But that'll bring up left fielder Ethan Hammond.
Runners now at first and second with one away. Cardinals will be looking to turn the double play and get out of this one. Hammond is 0 for 3 with a trio of strikeouts.
Defenders in at the corners, trying to prevent a bunt situation. Fastball down and away, 1-0 count. Fans trying to rally behind the home side. Gadget gets set, checks back on J.D. Williams. Sends it in. That one, another fastball. Once again, down and away, 2-0. Now the count. And the crowd getting louder and louder with each pitch. The Royals Kingdom want to see the home side take the lead. Gadget. Wind up and the pitch. Pops away from Luis Bernardo. Neither runner going, so he'll casually walk back over. Take his time, sending it back to Gadget too.
Well, in this situation, you don't want to make that second out at third base here in any situation at all, but especially when you need base runners, you're down by a run here. You don't want to give the Cardinals an easy out, leaving Williams exposed trying to go to third.
Gadget. Fastball once again, this time right down the middle. Hammond patiently will take that one. 3-1 now the count. 1 out. Garton at first, Williams at second. That one down and away. Hammond heads down to first, and the bases are loaded for designated hitter David Stanley.
Stanley's already got a double in the contest. He is 1 for 3 and a run scored. Grounded out to 4-3 in the fourth inning and struck out swinging in the seventh. As Gadget's now got no place to put any base runners and has only got one away. It's a ground ball in the worst possible way.
Mariette and Niles defending against the bunt, trying to turn a double play and get out of the jam. As Gadget gets set. Stanley swinging for the fences, but that one might end up going over someone's backyard fence, fouled off.
I was just trying to get the ball elevated enough here out of the infield so it gets deep enough so we can bring a run home to either tie the ball game. If it lands in, he's going to potentially give the Royals the lead as Garton is the runner at second base.
Breaking ball up and away. 1-1 the count now on Stanley. 18-year-old Toronto native placed in a high pressure situation here. Bottom 8, bases loaded, 1 out.
That one just hooks foul. And I'll go off the trees down and land into some kid's lap for a souvenir.
Yeah, a mad scramble for the ball. Out in deep right field territory.
Count now 1 and 2 on Stanley, though.
Got to be careful here. Doesn't want to put his side in a 2-out situation. Sends that one up the middle. Duncan steps on the bag at second himself, flips it onto Niles at first, turns the double play. The Royals leave the bases loaded. A missed opportunity, a golden opportunity that they just couldn't make the most of. We head in to the 9th inning. Cardinals still in the lead, 3-2. Back here at David E. Hastings Stadium, top of the 9th, and we got a new pitcher taking control of the rubber for the Royals. Yuki Narita, relief pitcher out of Sendai, Japan, most recently pitched for Subaru Motors in the Japan Company League, has been very impressive for the Royals so far this season. 2.46 ERA, 19 strikeouts, and I mean, he was lights out his last time out game on Canada Day here at Hastings. 2 strikeouts closed the door on the Brantford Red Sox.
Of course, he also got an opportunity to pitch for the Ottawa Titans not so long ago as well. He did a really great job out there. I'm sure he was very receptive and very welcoming of the experience. He knew it was going to be a short trip out there, so manager Gino Rommel and the owner Sean Fuller had no problems letting them go out there for it, get the experience, and I'm sure it was a positive building experience and a relationship now with the Royals and the Ottawa Titans, hopefully.
At this level of baseball, it's important to develop a rapport with some of the clubs around you, even if they're not from your own
Well, exactly,
league.
because you never know if maybe if they're Titans or somebody else in the Frontier League is suddenly, hey, we're going to be leasing so and so. You're interested in this guy? Hey, a little heads up.
1-2 now the count. Straight down the middle, and a very, very quick punch out for Yuki Narita. Just what the doctor ordered as the Royals look to prevent any further damage.
Japanese precision at its best on that pitch. Right there.
Luis Bernardo up to the plate now.
Bernardo with a couple of hits in the contest. A run, scored a double, a single. Got denied by Ashton Patterson on that liner in the 5th inning.
Big swing and a miss there. And points out to Yuki. He's smiling at the dugout, and
Yep.
you can tell Narita's a special talent.
Yep. A lot of respect on both sides for these guys.
Yeah. Bernardo sends that one chopping right into the hands of Takamatsu. Flips it on over to Garten at first. And a quick 1 out, 2 out for Yuki Narita. Dennis DeBanning, a dangerous hitter in what could be the Cardinals' last chance of the game to put any more runs on the board.
Well, some people would joke we probably should make it DeBanning 3, Royals 2, because DeBanning has cashed in all 3 runs in the contest so far. Dennis DeBanning with a pair of singles, an RBI, 2 RBIs in the 1st inning. And of course, the go-ahead run in the 7th inning on his single, as he takes strike 1 call there. He's also been hit by a pitch and walked in this contest, so he's 2 for 2. But reached base all 4 times he's at the plate.
Narita looking to put an end to that little streak that DeBanning's got going so far. Ball down and away. Fans,
I'm not sure what the
not
fans
too
are.
pleased.
Not sure that bounced at the plate. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
You yelling at Narita for not throwing it in there, or what? It's not the umpire's fault.
That one inside at the knees of DeBanning. 2-1 the count.
I don't know if you've had the experience of there's a gentleman that comes to these ball games. He'll break out the old reference like "What in the name of Sandy Koufax" or something else, but I haven't heard him tonight. Maybe he's off on vacation or something, but he's out here at all these games. I don't know what his name is or anything, but he pulls out the one-liners like, "What in the name of somebody Musselman" or something else, like one of the former players from a generation gone by. So.
And to be fair to tonight's officiating crew, there hasn't been too much to complain about.
No, there
Pretty
hasn't been.
solid
There
game
hasn't been.
all around. As DeBanning takes the walk, he'll head up to first.
DeBanning has reached base all 5 times now in the contest.
I shouldn't have said anything about Narita breaking his streak. I'm just not going to talk for the rest of the broadcast. I'm not allowed to anymore.
Congratulations, you willed it into existence.
Some of your luck is starting to rub off
Yeah.
on me.
Mark Perry does not believe in the broadcaster jinx. I am a fully devout believer in it.
DeBanning not going. That ball outside, 1.
Or maybe I've just seen
count.
enough baseball in my lifetime to just kind of go with a
You
lot of
kinda
averages.
anticipate it.
Yeah, kind of a lot of averages or play the devil's advocate here and go, yeah, this is going to happen. Benning had a huge lead there, and he's going on first opportunity. And they got him on the play. A great throw by Evan Ash to get Dennis to Benning and end the inning.
Beautiful stuff from Evan Ash, and Brando LaRue comes in, makes the play, and the Royals get out of what could have been a dangerous situation. Their last chance to score coming up as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Welcome back, fans, to David E. Hastings Stadium, bottom of the ninth. The last 3 outs, the last 3 chances for your Guelph Royals. New pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals, Zach Cameron, a product of Niagara University. He has been lights out brilliant so far this season. A straight 0 ERA, 4 strikeouts, and 1 win to his name. As Evan Ash steps to the dish. First one fouled back. The 0-1 count. Cameron delivers. Ash just lets that one go, but it's called a strike. 0-2. Now the count against him.
Cameron, of course, the closer for Niagara University. No strangers over a situation like this.
Ash gonna let that one slide. Out of the zone, 1-2 now the count. Coming up after Evan Ash, Ashton Patterson, and back to the top of the lineup for Brando LaRue. Fouled off the first base line, and still plenty of kids out here at Hastings.
That there is.
One last chance to get a freezy, perhaps.
I don't know if the snack bar is still open or not. Usually they close it around the 7th inning or 8th inning, so.
A souvenir then.
A souvenir.
1-2 the count on Ash. Lets that one go. Bernardo tried to place his glove in the zone, try and fool the umpire, but nothing going. 2-2 the count against Ash. Zach Cameron, set, and delivers. Big swing and a miss from Evan Ash. You could see he was trying to go yard, but caught nothing. Quick strikeout for Zach Cameron.
Royals down their final 2 outs of the game. Here is Ashton Patterson will come to bat. Patterson is 1 for 2 in the contest. Also been hit by a pitch, singled and stole a base in the 4th inning.
He's got speed for days, nicknamed the Roadrunner for a reason. And one of the last hopes for the Royals in this one. First pitch inside, 1-0 the count.
Cameron asking where that one was. He points out his catcher. Bernardo pointed at inside. Just nods his head. They'll go back to work here with a 1-0 count on Patterson.
Big swing and a miss there from Patterson.
Interesting delivery he's got there. He kind of just tries to get the torso back to, I don't know, exude more force or something.
Kind of bunches up and then just lets it all go out.
It's like he's a shot putter or something.
Yeah, with that kind of form, the twist. Not too much control on that one. Got away from him. 2-1 the count. Up and away again. 3-1 the count. Cameron not too pleased with the call. Likes the sign he received from Bernardo. Gets set. Patterson takes a big hack at that one. Now a full count against him.
Youngster trying to rally the troops here.
Still plenty of enthusiasm from the Royals Kingdom. Takes that one upstairs, and it's a 1-out walk for Ashton Patterson, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Shortstop Brando LaRue heads to the plate.
LaRue, who singled his last time up, is 1 for 4 in the contest. Pair of flyouts, a strikeout, and the aforementioned single in the 7th inning. Cameron, we're looking to get a ground ball and get out of this ball game. Man, they got some two tall guys up the middle now. Jeez, I forgot how tall Zach Marriott was as well.
Especially when he stands up, he rivals Tyler Duncan.
Have to put those guys back to back next time I see them both in the same area. Well, that implies Duncan.
LaRue, he's trying to put the Royals in lead.
Yep.
0-1 the count against him. Patterson with a cautious lead. Not trying to get picked off. Wants to make the most of this opportunity. Fastball outside. 1-1. Ryosuke Ohashi stands on deck, but yet to be seen if he'll make it to the plate. Cameron delivers and pops that one back.
Not even going to hit a big thump or anything, so it went behind us. And about 7 people just went diving for their car alarms. Hope it wasn't mine.
Yeah.
There's certain areas you don't park at Hastings Stadium, and right behind the grandstand is one of them.
If you know, you know. That one outside, 2-2 the count. Cameron has been absolutely brilliant for the Cardinals so far this season. Like you mentioned before, closer for Niagara University, but it seems like he's struggling with his control. With Patterson, now with LaRue. Fouls that one back. Stays alive, does LaRue.
The battle will continue at 2-2.
1 out. Patterson at first. Cardinals leading 3-2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Cameron checks on Patterson, showing no signs of going. He delivers straight up the middle. Catches LaRue looking. Fans not happy, but that was a good call. Cameron delivering the heat with the fastball. 2 outs, and now Ryosuke Ohashi, the last hope for the Royals.
Yep. I'm just going back to my childhood and Dino Ramel as my coach in this Royals baseball school. Anything close with 2 strikes, you got to get a piece of. And unfortunately, Brandon LaRue just didn't heed that warning, at least in my head anyways. And it goes down looking for the second out of the inning.
He thought he had something different. The fans thought they had something different, but nothing going. First pitch from Cameron to Ohashi is a fastball outside. Count 1-0. Patterson still with a cautious lead as Ohashi gets set. Cameron gets set for the 1-0. Takes that one down and away.
The Kingdom of Royals are not too happy right now with the plate umpire.
Yeah. But to the credit of the crew here tonight, they have been calling a very fair game.
They have been.
The 1-1 from Cameron. Ohashi fouls it back. Ups the count to 1-2, and perhaps the last strike for the Royals here tonight. Patterson stays close to the bag. He doesn't want to get picked off. Cameron checks on him. And Ohashi gets set. Big swing. That's going to get past the center fielder, Daly. Patterson rounding third. And he's going to stay there. Tyler Duncan got the cutoff throw. And we know Tyler Duncan, he most likely would have gunned down Patterson at the plate.
Yep.
Ohashi comes up big, though, for the Royals. Nicholson got the throw in just in time, though, and it holds the runners at the corners.
The Cardinals did a good job of getting that baseball into the right man with the on the infield too, going Tyler Duncan on that cutoff play. If the throw had to come to the plate, you don't want anything. You can't expect Duncan being the former outfielder with that good cannon. Of course, we saw it last year. A couple of highlight reel calls I made last year on that hose he has in right field.
And now stepping up to the plate, perhaps the person Royals fans want to see the most heading up to the dish. Center fielder J.D. Williams heading into this one. 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. He's Mr. Clutch. He's Mr. Left turns only. But the pressure is on. 2 outs. Runners at the corners. The last chance for the Royals.
Williams does have a double in this contest. A run scored. He's walked, struck out, and popped up to the second baseman. And he'll take ball 1 low here from Cameron. Cardinals infielder is probably on that situation when the mound visit came out. Piano probably reminded guys, hey, gotta go across the diamond and get the out here because the runners are going on contact.
Cameron delivers. Inside, gets away from Bernardo. Patterson is going to make it to the plate. Ohashi heads to second. And we have ourselves a tie ball game.
Wild pitch will be the official scorer's ruling on that play. And the count is now 2-0 on J.D. Williams.
Luis Bernardo doesn't make mistakes like that too often, but when the pressure was on, just couldn't get a grip on the baseball and pays big time.
That was just tailing away from Bernardo at the plate, unfortunately, and he tried to get the glove on it but couldn't pull it down.
2-0 the count against J.D. Williams. Ohashi at second. Inside. 3-0 now the count on the very, very speedy J.D. Williams. No one up in the Cardinals bullpen. They're not too worried about Cameron's control issues as he gets set for the 3-0. Williams sends that one back. Ball is dropped.
But that was in foul territory.
By Josh Niles, so yes. It'll just count as a foul.
Somebody was shaking the camera down the line there.
Not too pleased.
A little too excited down the line. That's all. Just a long foul ball. We count now 3-1.
It looked like that was going to be it for the bottom of the ninth, but Niles couldn't get glove to ball in time. 3-1 the count against Williams. The pressure is on as Cameron winds up and delivers. Called a strike, and now a full count, 2 outs, runner at second, bottom of the ninth. It doesn't get more exciting than this.
Definitely does not if you're a Royals fan.
For the Cardinals fan, it doesn't get more tense than this.
Nope, your nervous Nelly's pacing around the living rooms, that's for sure.
Williams, comebacker, off of Cameron. He will head up to first with the single. That comebacker struck Zach Cameron right in the leg. I think it stunned him. He couldn't get to it in time. And that is going to bring up the vet, Garrett Takamatsu.
And now we're going to just have a look on him. He's waving off the trainer here.
No. He's good. Waves off piano, waves off the trainer. He wants to make this final out.
Well, we've already seen 2 ball games in this season in the IBL, one on wild pitches. Royals fans would probably be willing to see a third one. Cardinals fans are cursing at me on their TV sets right now. Probably including the owner.
Oh, I guarantee you that everyone is on the edge of their seat for different reasons. Williams running, no challenge from Bernardo. Duncan didn't move. Leverage didn't move. An easy stolen base for J.D. Williams.
Well, Williams saw the nose and recognized in this situation, hey, they're going to have to go across the diamond anyways. Might as well just take the extra 90 feet. I don't mean anything. I'm just preventing the force out. It's Takamillas who fouls that one away.
And that one came back and hit Bernardo. Takamatsu going in to check on him.
Yep, asking you all right, buddy? Sorry, man. That wasn't intentional.
Yeah, the camaraderie, the sportsmanship that you love to see, especially between 2 close teams like the Cardinals and Royals.
Yep. Then one of those weird quirks in the schedule because the Cardinals obviously wasn't intentionally going to be 3 games in 1 week against the Royals, but the rainout happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of avoided that. But this would have been the 3rd meeting in the week here.
Yeah.
If the schedule would have gone out the way it was, and they're just doing a little check with Bernardo here, asking him some routine questions like, hey, what's your name? What's your favorite color? What do you got?
What's your favorite freezy?
Yeah, freezy. And what do you got in the Lotto 649? Come on. What are your numbers, please?
Yeah, speaking of schedules, the Cardinals will not face the Guelph Royals again until July 21st at Bernie Arbor. But that's later. This is now. This is the moment for Garrett Takamatsu, for Zach Cameron. Both trying to get their teams out of the jam. Takamatsu hits it up. Duncan flips it on to first.
We got bonus baseball.
We're going to extras. We're heading into baseball's equivalent of overtime. Duncan flips it on over to Niles at first, but the Royals, in dramatic fashion, tie this one up at 3 as we head into an unexpected 10th inning. And now we head in to what is guaranteed to be a dramatic 10th inning here at David E. Hastings Stadium. Yuki Narita stays in the game for the Royals, and Zach Marriott heads up to the plate. And
we got a cross up here because looks like they're on different signs here.
Yeah.
Evan Ash and Yuki Narita just conferring on signs. Dennis DeBanning will start the inning off with the international tiebreaker rule at second base. Corners will be in, trying to prevent the bunt here. And try to keep Dennis DeBanning at second base.
Narita checks on DeBanning. He's not going. Sends the pitch. Bunt. Picked up by Narita. Flipped on to Garden at first. 1 out, but Marriott does what he needed to do. Advances the speedy Dennis DeBanning up
Perfectly
up to
executed
third.
bunt there by Marriott. Gets the runner to third. Cole Ian Tomasi be the batter now.
And Tomasi heading into this one. 1 home run, 5 RBIs so far this year.
Just has to get the ball in the outfield here.
Yeah, a single will do. Even a sac fly. As Narita delivers fastball right down the middle. Ian Tomasi stops and stares.
Not sure if he's more mad at himself for not swinging or where the umpire called that one. Tough call, 50-50 on that one.
Frustration nonetheless. The 0-1.
This is inside and high. And the count is 1-1.
1 out. DeBanning at third. Deadlocked at 3 runs apiece here in the top of the 10th. That one right in the face of Ian Tomasi. Up to 2-1 is the count.
Now Narita mad with himself about that pitch.
His control has been near perfect so far, and he's just a little frustrated that one got away from him. DeBanning not going. The 2-1 called a strike.
Not sure if that was on the half swing or what, or was that actually a called strike by the umpire?
Or if it caught the corner, I mean, hard to say. But a strike is a strike, and the Royals will take it at this stage of the game. The 2-2 from Narita. Right down the middle, catches Ian Tomasi, looking big strikeout in a big moment by Yuki Narita. 2 outs now against the Cardinals.
They'll bring up Brendan Daly, who's reached on an error. He's also reached on a walk. He's got a sacrifice bunt and flown out to left field in the 8th. Cardinals got 2 away now. Infield will step back here, just trying to knock it down in front of them and get the out across the diamond.
All they need is 1. As Narita delivers. Daly chips that one into left. Hammond gets to it just in time to keep Daly at first, but it's Dennis DeBanning who crosses the plate, breaks open the new tie that we just got, and now puts the Cardinals up by 1, 4-3.
Keeler Leveridge will bat now with a runner at first base and 2 away as Narita's asking for a new baseball. And I wasn't trying to hit the umpire there, but almost got him by the looks of it.
Pretty close,
Yeah.
but definitely not intentional.
No, he was just throwing the baseball back to his catcher, who unfortunately was standing right beside the umpire.
As catchers often do.
Yep.
2 outs, runner on first for Keeler Leveridge. Inside on the hands, 1-0 the count.
In a situation like that, if after you've given up the run, Narita might be overthrowing the baseball a little bit here too. So Ash may have to use hand signals to say, just slow down.
Big swing and a miss. No trouble with that one. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Leveridge, 2 RBIs heading into this one as Narita shakes off the first sign, checks on Daly, and gets set to deliver. That one popped up. Garten whips off the hat. He's chasing after it. And Ohashi, who was ranging in from second, couldn't get to it in time, and he is down. Not in a bad way.
No, he's
just disappointed.
I think he just was taking a breather there because he had that run across
yeah.
a lot of real estate there to get close to that baseball.
Went from just to the left of second base all the way out in to that right field foul territory.
Yep.
But the count.
And Patterson was almost by the STX line as well, so a lot of guys needing a breather there. Excuse me.
1-2 now the count on Leverage. Chops that one foul. Stays alive. Narita taking his time. Daly not looking to run. As Narita winds up and delivers. Fouled back into the protective netting, and Leverage fights for one more pitch. Count stays at 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Yuki Narita gets him looking with the slider, but the damage is done. The Hamilton Cardinals lead the Guelph Royals 4-3 as we head in to the bottom of the 10th. It's crunch time for the Guelph Royals. Down by a run, bottom of the 10th, and Casey Howard now on the mound for the Cardinals. An IBL vet of 7 years.
The former Welland Jackfish now making his home in the Hammer.
Josh Garten intentionally walked, and you can't blame the Cardinals in this situation.
Nope.
Garten, just a beast, tearing the cover off the ball. 7 home runs, 19 RBIs heading into this one. And like we said before, a contender for the IBL Home Run Derby. But it's an interesting decision. We have to see if it pays off for the Cardinals, because now there's a runner on second, there's a runner on first.
Yeah, but if you get a double play, you get 2 outs here, and
a calculated risk by the Cardinals. A risk they're willing to take, and Hammond showing his hand. He wants a bunt. That one outside, but called a strike. Luis Bernardo directing traffic once more. As Ethan Hammond gets set. Corner infielders playing very, very close to Hammond. He'll bunt. Falling is Niles. Coming in to score is Mark Nellis, the pinch runner. And we are all tied up once again.
give him the sacrifice bunt on the play, and the error allows the run to score. And we're tied at 4 here. Royals now runners at second and third, and nobody away.
Josh Niles, he's looking a little shaken up after that one. I mean, he was in perfect position to play that. Look to try and take a risk, take a gamble, make the play at third and get Nellis out, but stumbled, tripped, and fell as he was making the throw. And the gamble does not pay off for the Cardinals. Runner at second, runner at third, and DH David Stanley at the plate.
Yep.
The fans, if they weren't electric before, have found a new kind of enthusiasm, and David Stanley has been intentionally walked.
Well, you gotta have a force at any base here.
You gotta try. Yeah. But at this stage, in the bottom of the 10th, 1 run is all they need.
Yep.
1 hit is all it takes. Evan Ash at the plate.
A fly ball pretty much wins this ball game. Anything hit out through the infield, it's game over anyways.
Every Cardinals infielder playing in. So are the outfielders. Trying to limit the damage, and that will do it. Evan Ash singles out to center, and it's Garten who touches home. The improbable becomes reality. The Royals, major comeback, major victory. They win 5-4 and walk it off.
Another walk-off here in the IBL. It seems to be a pattern this weekend so far.
Second one today.
Second one today, and third on the weekend as the majors had one last night.
It was tense, it was exciting, and ultimately it was the Royals' night. After going down by 2 in the first, they rally back right at the tail end of the game and make a truly improbable comeback to win this one.
Somebody lost their shirt on that play. Got fleeced.
Hey, if they're celebrating, you gotta love it. That's the fun, that's the energy. Garten touches home, makes things official. And Neil, any last thoughts on tonight's matchup?
Just a great pitching duel and a great performance on both sides of the field. It could have really gone anybody's way here in the 10th inning. And just unfortunately a bad break for the Cardinals. Allowed the runners to come home, and then of course the next one they had no choice, but they had to load the bases here. And of course then Ash comes through with the single.
Yep.
And that's the ball game.
Evan Ash, hero of the day, making it happen for the Royals as they take this one and solidify their spot in 4th place. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for tonight's game and tonight's broadcast. So on behalf of our outstanding crew and the one and only Neil Sriwastava, I'm Joshua Alderman saying goodbye and good night until tomorrow when your Royals take on the Barrie Bay Cats at home, 7:30 p.m. first pitch.